Hey, welcome back. I wanted to start getting back into this game as soon as I had a free day from my job, which I now do. So I didn't want to wait any longer because I really like this game.
Somehow it's gonna
Oh my
live.
gosh. Why are things unmuted on my screen? That's so unfortunate. Anyways, I figure we will just get right into it right away. Okay, so last time we played, we pretty much solved all of our problems. Let's just look through our active drives right now. I started building a home. I'm trying to grow some grill caps for Memphis, so I can start getting free food, which is going to be really nice because I only almost 100 cryos right now because I spent most of them on trying to buy, I think it was a grain, so that I could get the hunter off my back, which is great because now I'm not hunted. I can do any of this stuff and just make money off of it, or if I need to do it for quests, it's super easy for me. But also, I managed to disable my tracker, and now, what's his name? That hunter guy can't find me anymore. In fact, his quest is just automatically over. I think they updated Ethan. Yeah, that's the guy, Ethan. I thought it was Ethan. I just couldn't remember. I thought I was just mistaking the name. Um, Now, what do I want to do? Mushrooms. I don't know if they're done yet, so let's go check. Put that away. Across the gap. I do have one stabilizer, so I don't actually have to spend. Oh, is it ready? Oh, I have to actually. Oh, I see. +1 grill cap. Oh, let's see if it just auto. Okay. Still don't entirely understand why it always +1s everything always, but I mean, I guess it's because I have +1 and into it. Dodoy. Never mind. Just ignore that I just said that. Um, what do I want to save my points for, though? Negative yield. What would that be? It's either neutral or positive. You know what, let's just do a 5. I've got extra 5s, and I can always re-roll these 2 if I want to later. I forgot I also have the re-roll ability. Okay, so once you do 3, you have to plant more, I'm gonna guess? I need lots of fungus. Do I just spend the whole day harvesting my funguses? Gather scrap. I'm just kind of... It's been a little while, like, most of a week has gone by since I last played, so I'm just kind of reassociating myself a little bit with what's going on. I got 2 Matsutake caps. You know what? I am going to use this one. I don't care. Okay. Cool. 1 grill cap, 3 Matsutake. Pretty sure I can sell Matsutake, 3 of them, for like 80 cryos? I don't remember. This one, right? Yeah, 3 Matsutake for 80 cryos. That's pretty good. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my imprinted ship mind. Hold on. Is there anything? Oh yeah, I also have to work for Arabia. I can collect tithes, or I can patrol the ward. Get scrap from tithes, and I don't have any scrap right now to repair myself, but I also don't really need to, because I'm pretty full on my condition right now. Do one of these. And it energized me, that's good. I'll just try and do this every once in a while. What's this? I think I was able to give... Oh, I don't have enough spores. So, oh, I need to get more spores. Uh-huh. That's something I remember now. This is still going. So it's gonna take a long time. Why don't I just use the 1 on it? Oh no, I'll just re-roll them. I'm jumping all over the place right now because I didn't necessarily like make a game plan for today. I thought it was like to play this like a sim game now. Let's collect some spores. Cool. Spores, that's as many as I needed. Let's just re-roll this. Wow, that was great. Yes, that one's going to the side rail for sure. Unless there's a even age. There's something I can use this on. It even matters anyway. I could use this if I want to get some Yadigan agent info, but I feel like it's probably better to do it the side reel. This like worst thing that happens, I lose some stuff. Nothing. Yeah, there we go. It's fine. 15 credits for wasting a 1 that I couldn't reroll. Make my spores. Yes, so the owner of this Tala, wanted to, oh, they're so cute, says Tala, looking at the container of spores. Her excitement is infectious. She wants to set up her own spores, so she can make real alcohol. Real being these things. Yeah, let's do it. I didn't want to do it last time because I had to go. I was kind of on a tight schedule, tighter than I expected. Okay, so now what happens? Oh, it's going to take a few days for the first batch. That makes sense. Let us then just go to sleep. Well, just before I go to sleep, though, I want to check. Yeah, okay. I need to just build it at this point. It costs energy. It's fine. I'll sleep in the container tonight. I also should check if I have any upgrade points or anything like that. I have 1 upgrade point, but I only have upgrades for these, which is fine. Not a problem for me. Forge Fabricator and Infestal. I guess I'll go finish the mushrooms. Only 1 more. I could do. This is probably fine, right? Oh no, let's do it 4 then. Cool. 5 Matsutake. Put those sample collecting skills to good use. Okay, so I need to get 1 more spore. I'm just like wasting dice left and right now because I have very little worry about. Oh, I have to get 3. Guess I probably should have expected this much. I'm gonna have to grow more. Do I do another? Let's see, what does she need? She needs 1 Matsutake. Oh no, not necessarily. She needs this many mushrooms. Understand? Okay, I get it. Yeah, I'm gonna go. This seems worth it then. I do really like the music in this game still. There's been a lot of really good music in games recently, to be honest. It's gonna take 3 days. 4 days. Darn. Well, I guess that gives me time to work on the side reel. Take a couple of these. You're not getting my reel caps, though. Brooding bodies. Oh, it's +3. That's good. If it's +3, that's very easy. You only have to do it 2 more times. I'm gonna finish this now then. Done. Excellent. Next mushroom yield, I'm gonna start selling mushrooms though. Okay. Rico wants to talk, but I also want to see. I got an upgrade point. I want to see what I can do. Okay, cryo actions are discounted at 20%. That's really good. I'm never going to need this. At this point, I'm 100% all set. Never going to need this. I'm gonna go for this then. Unless I want a +2. You know what? I'd rather have the skill first. I'm gonna probably get the Grill Cap thing in a few cycles anyway. So let's talk to her. Rico meets you at the entrance to the lab, leaning on her crutch with a glint in her eye. The giant? There's a giant in her eye. Walk with me, Sleeper. I'd like to tell you a story. She makes her way down the corridor that leads me back up towards the mini commune building. She's gonna tell me a story about how she needs me to grow another 7 mushrooms for her. When the people first crossed what we call Founder's Gap into the Greenway, they did so against the wishes of Andre Erlen, the guy who made the ring. At the time, Erlen was trying to stabilize the Union and establish control over the Eye in a wake of Solheim's collapse. It was chaos, competing factions, failing systems, so many dead and injured from the riots. That was his priority. You both crossed through the glass-roofed tunnel, the Greenway outside crowded with vines and branches, dappling the light. Erlen had written the Greenway off, cut off from the rest of the station, and linked it to a broken spoke. He claimed it was only a matter of time before everything here would die. He refused to let anyone abandon their duty to the Union and cross. They were traitors to the cause, or as good as. Rico continues, making her slow but steady way into the inner gardens of the commune. There weren't many of us, but we believed that what was here was worth saving. We had to keep our plans secret until we crossed, and some of us left people behind. She paused to catch her breath, her voice cracking. It's difficult to know it from from effort or emotion. What we found was a disaster, nothing like what you see here. Half of the Greenway was leaking oxygen into space, the plants flash frozen. Other half was a swamp of mulch as decaying matter clogged every system. We worked hard, and we lost good people. We cleaned up and closed up, but it was never going to be enough. After many, many cycles, we all knew this place was doomed, but we kept working, talking less and less because we couldn't face it. We all developed a death wish. If the Greenway was going to die, so would we. But it didn't die. It did not, Rico smiles. We crossed some invisible boundary, tipped some biological scale, and the Greenway started to recover. Plants flowered, crops sprouted. For the first time, we reaped the fruits of our labor. Rico smiles, looking up at you. We thought it was us, that we managed to do it to do just enough to end the cycle of decay. I thought we'd saved the Greenway. Until today. Uh-oh. What's that mean? You pass into the grow beds of the commune, rich with the hustle and bustle of Haifa members planting and harvesting. For a while, Rico is quiet, and you both simply observe the hypnotic movements of the work crews, the eager chatter washing over you like a wave. Rico smiles to herself. I should have known, of course, that our arrogance was unfounded, but we needed to believe back then. We needed a myth to bring more people across the gap. You both move into a smaller corridor, Rico following some direction unknown to you. What you have shown me is that back then the Greenway saved us, not the other way around. Tell me, have you ever consumed one of the Matsutake or Grill Caps you've been growing? Not yet, no. They can be difficult to prepare without proper equipment, she muses, but you should try them. After all, they were designed for you. Wait, what? Rico has a mischievous look. At first, mischievous. At first, I thought it was a location they were growing in that made the mushrooms from the aviary, from the lab, from our grove, different to each other. But what I've come to understand is that it's the person growing them. The Matsutake and Grill Caps you brought me are totally unique, containing compounds never usually found in similar specimens in my possession. Many of these compounds aren't even digestible for humans, but for a sleeper like you. Rico smiles as she leads you into the internal garden of the commune where the Haifa members have planted species from all over the Greenway. Back when the tide turned, when the Greenway started to recover, we all felt something, a response. It was as if this place was not just alive, as a forest is alive, but alive in other ways, communicative, responsive. We shrugged it off at the time, but now I understand why. Rico stops and turns to you. This place is responding to us, adapting itself to us. It's growing fruiting bodies for you, for me. It's adapting, changing. It is, in short, displaying all the signs of sentience. How? That's what I wish to know too. What being is in control here? Rico sits on a bench within the peaceful gardens and gestures for you to join her. When you have been growing the griots and the matsutakis in the aviary, those species so familiar to the Greenway, have you discovered any others? Not yet. Rico nods. If you do, can I ask that you immediately bring them here? I believe it is only a matter of time before they bloom. Look around the garden, amazed at the sense of peace within it. I didn't get any other ones. Rico interrupts the silence. There's a species of mushrooms that I haven't seen in years. It was dark, short, shaped like a club. We first found it in those early days when we were working to save this place. It was around the time that we started to lose our first members. They were succumbing to some infection, some mold growing deep in the dark mulch that drowned this place. At that point, we thought we were lost, and then these mushrooms emerged from the same black mold. We tested them and saw that they contained some compounds to counteract the mold. They contained an antidote. Of course, as a botanist, I saw this as a part of the natural processes of the ecosystem, even if the timescales seemed absurdly short. But what I'm wondering is that if the antidote was the gift, Rico meets your eyes. Perhaps if you are patient, you will receive your gift too, Sleeper. Really? What does that mean? What? Okay, cool. I'll be patient. You both sit for a while. Rico's seemingly done telling stories for the day. You watch the light playing off the leaves and the plants around you and wonder what forces could be in play in this place. After a while, you stand and leave, with a quiet nod to Rico, leaving her to her memories. So, if I get clubhead samples... Rico is eager to see the clubhead caps that have grown in the aviary. She hasn't seen mushrooms like this in decades, so I need 3 of those. Cool. I've got 2 dice left, and I can build my house, or I can work on the ship. I don't believe there's anything else I can do, unless I want to go get spores for, the inevitable spores I'm gonna need. I can work for Arabia, too, which will heal my energy. But first, I want to do this one. Nice. I'm gonna work for her. Let's just do this. I could use a scrap component, even if it's gonna lower my condition. Oh, well, I didn't actually get any scrap. It's fine. It's cool. Wait, what? I'm in the low end. As you say your goodbyes to the other enforcers and walk back through the low end, a chirruping catches your attention. In a quiet corridor away from the main thoroughfares, someone has stuck a small recorder to a wall with a soup, seal, and tape. Written across the fluorescent tape is one word: Sleeper. You peel it away from the wall, and as you do, it triggers some kind of improvised trip switch. Sleeper, Sabine's voice crackles through. I've seen you with Yadigan members. Are they holding you captive now too? A hotline. I'm sorry if I've dragged you into this. Do not trust them. Something is happening within the gang, some kind of power struggle. You cover the speaker a little. Their voice is too loud in the quiet corridor. I will come soon. Thanks to your efforts, I have located most of their properties. At the right time, a pause. I will see you soon. Don't give up. Remember our deal. The recording cuts out. You stare at the recorder, processing what you have just heard. Hearing Sabine's voice again opens up something inside of you. An S and ARP employee. Do they know that I know? You struggle with a mix of concern and distrust. You throw the recorder into a nearby waste chute as you leave the corridor, still unsure who to trust, and head quietly out to the low end. I don't know, who do I trust in this case? Do I go and tell... Do I tell them? Huh. Okay, well, I don't see any actual thing. Said they'll contact me soon? Is that what they said? No. Yeah. Just keep working for Arabia. Probably once I finish all the stuff for Arabia, then it's when it's gonna happen. My house ain't ready yet. Back to the shipping container. Okay. I will need to repair myself by tonight, or I will have less dice tomorrow. I guess it's this, or no. I'm gonna work on my house. I want to finish my house. Yeah. Nice. Then I guess another one, just because. Why not? Apartment done. I got a home. I found a place and I made it mine. Eat a stray. There's signs that a stray animal's been nosing around near the unit. A handful of chits and some crackers should bring it out of hiding. Yeah, buddy. What is it? Minus 20%. I fed a stray. The stray. Oh, yes. The low-end cat. Oh, yes. This is what I was waiting for. Animals. The stray hops up onto a work surface and looks out of the unit's small window. Take a picture of that kitty. It doesn't acknowledge your presence. It just sits there beside a tray of crumpled crackers staring out the window at the low end. What is the cat's story? Are there more in the station? You haven't seen another in the low end, but this vast megastructure that means little. There could be a whole colony of cats like this in the Warrens. You look at its sleek dark fur and sharp eyes. It doesn't look ragged. It looks at home. In fact, its presence in the unit makes you wonder if this is the stray's apartment, which you are squatting in. I'm gonna approach the cat. You lean a little forward and the stray tenses up. Perhaps best to give it a moment to get used to you. The stray settles a little and starts eating, picking up the broken crackers. You don't remember ever having been this close to an animal. It triggers something in you, a recognition of life, totally unlike your own, but still somehow connected, parallel even, and interwoven. The stray licks the crumbs from its fur. You like it? The stray flicks their tail at the sound of your voice. It's hard to imagine the stray liking anything, or at least being vulnerable enough to admit it. But the stray's pleasure at existing here in this place shines through its every sinew. It is not that the stray is always happy on the eye, but that the stray is engaged by this place. It is alive here. You turn your eyes to the window, the one that the stray looks out of, and you both watch the stars and the ships together. You feel something pass between you and the stray, a kind of acknowledgement of each other, a sense that each of you might share something with each other, a point of connection. Then all at once, the stray yawns wide, hops down from the unit, and brushes along your legs, and then it's gone, out through the unit door, and back into the corridors of the low end. Thanks for coming, kitty. So I can just keep feeding it? Maybe tomorrow. I got some other stuff to do right now. I'm hoping for scrap. Yeah, there we go. A reroll. Oh, okay. Let's do this. Only one. Oh, pardon me. I was at a concert last night. The first concert I've been to in literally since the pandemic started, I guess. Sorry, the thingy started. Not supposed to say that word. You know, the thingy. Okay. Well, another point into side rail horizon. Now, this concert didn't really go terribly late, but I also worked yesterday, so just feeling kind of like a little bit tired still. But, yeah, good concert though. Right. I've prepared myself. Go to sleep now. And in the morning, I'll feed the kitty again. Why not? I like kitty. I'm worried that this quest is going to end badly, though, or something. I don't know, I just get that feeling. Stray crunches up the crackers as you walk. Sometimes they'll let you stroke them, sometimes not. I don't know, is there like any actual point to doing it, or I'm just gonna keep feeding the cat anyway, though. I don't actually care if it does anything. Now, wait, what? I thought I finished climbing the spoke. I didn't? Oh my goodness. I'm a dingus. A +2 spoke climber, -1 condition, or minus energy. Let's just do this one. I don't care. Minus energy, that's fine. Let's do one more. There we go. What do I unlocked doing this? Hub access elevator. Take the Ascender's car to the Eyes Central Hub. Wait, there's more? Whoa, okay, wow, okay. I'm so stupid. Forgot to look at the rest of the map. Okay, Weightless Wanderer. Up here, there's no gravity, so even just moving around takes a little while to get used to, let alone navigating the base. This is nice. I'm glad I have more stuff to look at. I thought I was starting to run out of things. I'm just suddenly getting, like, excited. Okay, Weightless Wanderer, +2 or minus energy. Stacked bays house the flow. Okay, so my 13 is less money than I would spend if I had to fill myself with food. Why don't I do this? Cool. It was only one, but that's whatever. What was the other thing? The AE mainframe. Oh, is this the thing? Yes, this is it, finally. The AE-1 mainframe is now mostly disused. Haven Age having set up their own master controllers. Navigator thinks Killer is hiding there. You can do it then, Navigator. I believe in you. Neutral outcome. The cloud. You slip into the cloud, as easy as blinking. The Navigator is beside you, their sphere casting light onto the strange darkness here. This is not how the mainframe should look. A center, a point of connection. The object in front of you is severed, cut off, a rootless, branchless tree, only the trunk remains. It's dead. Quiet, Navigator hisses, and then you see it, like a blade in the dark, an edge slicing through the void. It glides along at a distance and winks out. Then it appears again, elsewhere, gliding once more, searching. It's looking for us. Oh my gosh, the Killer. The moment you make a sound, the edge leaps closer, and you see now it's not an edge, but a ridge of a long, sharp head, like a shark. It glides past, closer now. Oh my gosh, what is this thing? Blinded Erasure Protocol. The Killer. You see into the void where its eyes would be, should be. You and Navigator exchange looks, both thinking the same thing. It is blind. Killer crosses between you two. Smooth as a razor, then disappears. It flickers back in, further away now, and you move closer to Navigator to talk. You saw it too then. Killer has been blinded. We need to be careful. Correct. The protocol is clearly operating outside established limits. It may be unpredictable. You flinch as the silent Killer appears closer and glides past you, its empty sockets open wide. You turn to Navigator and notice something strange. Their orrery of spheres is collapsing. The orbits, usually brown and even, are decaying. The spheres are following spiral paths, condensing on a central point. Navigator is noticing it too. They go to shift their position to better direct the spheres, but they cannot. Whatever is drawing that orrery together is holding them in place. They look at you, suddenly disparate, frantic. Get out! You go to speak, but Killer appears between the two of you, gliding through the gap. Navigator freezes, and you see them framed in empty sockets. You realize now, if Navigator cannot move, then it is only a matter of time before one of Killer's sweeps brings them directly through the Navigator. And time is not a problem for the protocol that has been running for decades. You look desperately around for a solution, a way to extract Navigator from the mainframe. Then you see it, 3 branches, the last 3, thin and spindly, feeding the mainframe a thin diet of power and data. Break these and the mainframe collapses once and for all, severing the connection, shattering the hardware. Whatever it takes, they must be broken. And they are encased in something, a glassy layer of protection. You'll need to unlock access before snapping them up from the mainframe for good. You look at Navigator, trying to reassure them without speaking. Oh, there's another time limit coming up, isn't there? And then you blink back into reality, their expression of fear an afterimage that slowly fades. You must act quickly. Yeah, this is absolutely a time limit thing for sure. Gotta deal with the Killer. This is my next main priority now. I need encryption keys? Uh-oh. Maybe there isn't a time limit. I'm gonna need... how many encryption keys? 9 encryption keys? Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. Was that a bad thing I just did? A glint like a light traveling along the edge of the wave fills your eyes. Then the blade follows, a long head with 2 dead sockets slipping towards you in silence. You freeze, hoping it will pass you by, hoping that it will not simply slice through you like air. The blade head nears, slides past you, almost. It nicks you, grazes you. You're desperate to cry out, to call out, but you hold your silence and simply watch the blind eyes of the killer glide past, empty of all thought. Then the blade winks into the dark and you are alone again. Now you cry out. Ouch. Okay, I don't have 4. I don't have a 5. I do have a 6. Fine. Okay, I can re-roll this. I have a 5 now. I think next I'm gonna have to upgrade interface. I don't like that sound. It always scares me. Let's do this one first. Wait, what? Oh! That's not too bad then. Only 3. Tomorrow will be done. Okay. Down we go then. I thought it was going to be 9. That would be absurd. Oh. Completely forgot. Oops. Yeah, alright. I also don't have you got scrap, right? And then I'll go here. And I'll buy some food. Oh, the 20% is how much it costs. I didn't realize. Okay. Back to sleep in my new home. How much can I feed the stray? Like, how often? Where did I... Wait, I got a ship mine fragment? That's not what I wanted. God damn it. I needed scrap, not a ship mine fragment. Don't screw around with me. I'll buy the last one just in case. Cool. Alright. Go home. Fix myself up. Frickin' killer sliced me. Jerkwad. Sleep with me. Ooh, oh wait, we're going to feed the cow this morning. Here, kitty. Sometimes they'll let you stroke them, sometimes not. I don't know if there's like a certain amount of times I have to do it. I'm just going to keep doing it anyway. Now, I know there's other stuff to do, but I want to help my friend with the vending machine. Oh yeah, I'm going to do that first. Let's go... Actually, why don't I go down? No, I'm going to do it anyway. Even if it means I get attacked. You're out of 4. I just forgot to take the key. It's one of those days. Cool. That's done. It's not what I need. It's this piece of scrap. I'm all little out of sorts, it seems. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright, is it safe for you now? Navigator, be free? Oh, no, now I have to... Killer is dead. Catch a killer. What's the difference? The killer protocol has been running for long enough. Breaking the mainframe's final connectors will end the protocol. The killer's protocol can be isolated without being destroyed. A loop of connection would lock it into a closed system. I don't know. With access to the branches, you could redirect them to form a loop, isolating the mainframe, with Killer inside, but freeing Navigator, in theory. In theory. Ooh, forget hacking the system. Killer has to die. You can slice the branch connections, the mainframe will shut down, freeing Navigator. I don't know. I don't know if it's good to try and kill, honestly. I'm gonna do loop branches. It's a danger for this one. It's fine. Roll? Wow. Guess I'll come back tomorrow, huh? Whee! That's... I like this. Just trying to get some pictures sometimes, just because I don't know for sure if I'm gonna actually... Oh. I forgot about this for a second. I don't know if I'm gonna be playing this game more after today. If I beat it, that'd be kind of cool. I got ones. Who needs ones? I got tons and tons of ones. You wanna, not this. You want a ship fragment? Pretty sure I don't need them anymore. I think my mushrooms are done. Did I forget about the mushrooms? Nope, they're done tomorrow, which is good, because I really don't have, like, very much gift. I'm just gonna do this. Because it gives me food for free. And I got ones. What am I gonna do with the ones besides feed myself for free? That's probably the best way to allocate that. I'm gonna do this too. Danger, danger. -1 condition means I have to use my scrap again. Okay, well, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Okay, who cares? That's why I always have so much scrap on. And end cycle now. At least we get more mushrooms tomorrow. This isn't really a great roll. God damn, forgot about the cat again. It's okay, kitty. I'm here to always feed you, even if there's literally nothing I get from it. I don't know if that's true, but just in case. I don't have any data. Oh, I could get a stabilizer for free if I do this, but we'll see. I want to go help my friend. More than anything. This ought to finish it off, I think. Excellent, it's done. Hope it worked. As you blink into the cloud, you see that the last flickers of life from the mainframe. The vast machine once ran the whole station, span it up, directed and processed the flow of energy, water, and data, fed the lives of thousands of people. Now it's officially dead. Navigator is beside you, and you both look at the perfect ring that encircles you both, woven from the data branches that once fed the mainframe. You see a glint along its edge, and the familiar blade-like head rises to the surface, like a cresting fin of a shark, and then slips into the loop again. All that you can see of Killer's body after that is the slight thickening of the loop, and that thickening begins to travel around on a long and slow sojourn that will last it forever. I'm surprised at you, says Navigator, drifting faintly around in a lazy orbit as if to shake off their imprisonment. Killer had been wandering blind for so long. Did you not think to end them forever? Perhaps... I will not kill another being. But is the killer a being or a system? The question remains. Navigator gazes into the darkness. This place was their domain and their prison, and they had followed the directives for the many decades they roamed here. They cut the threads of the mainframe, executed its administrator's AI, and then kept slicing. At some point, they cut away their own ability to see, to sense, to taste, to speak, and yet they kept cutting until only those 3 threads remained from the millions that once thrummed here. Only their blindness and chance kept them from making those final 3 fatal cuts. There is a ceaseless violence in this kind of system that creates beings like this, those that will execute commands endlessly, even to their own destruction. Navigator looks to you for your thoughts. I will not continue their violence. Their sentence should be respected. Sentience should be respected. I will not continue the violence. The system you float in is one built of violence. You would be naive to believe otherwise. Navigator turns away. You watch the data points of the station spin around you, blending with fixed stars. There is something satisfying about finally wrenching the last threads of control from this central point. It was little more than a ghost by the time you reached it, but this place deserves to be haunted by better ideas than a totalizing system of control. Navigator floats beside you. It is free now. The station no longer presents a hazard for illegal entities like me. They turn to you, their face a cloud of shimmering light. In fact, in time, perhaps it can be a refuge. A refuge. It sounds like something of value, something worth building. A dark shape passes your vision, a distant curve of something like smoke or oil, a fluid shifting tank of total darkness. The Greenway, says Navigator, following your line of sight. It was cut off at the moment of the collapse, so hunter or killer could never reach it. Now it is closed off to us, separated from the cloud. What system is inside it? It may be totally dark, or perhaps some other old protocol are isolated there. Navigator turns to you. And we have now seen what decades of isolation can do to a protocol. If we could extract the access cipher, they pause and then blink out of existence. You freeze, shocked, but a moment later they reappear with a glowing polygon of data. Here, the cipher you need. You take it, still shocked. I am not used to being free, to being able to move and explore and extract without fear, without limits. Navigator does a little twirl. This will take some getting used to. Thank you for this gift. They whirl their spheres around you. The entities of this station will always be friends to you, Sleeper. And I to them. It is true that mutual need is required for friendship, but I must admit that I had not considered the value of offering assistance without personal gain. I will think on that. Navigator loops around you rapidly, suddenly eager to test their newfound freedom. But first, I will explore. Perhaps there are still intelligences that hid themselves as I did, encased in simple systems, cut off. Navigator glows. I should like to free them. And with that, they drift away, flickering, glowing, and then shift so rapidly you lose sight of them among the glittering rim of the eye. You feel a pang of jealousy, free without a body to weigh you down, or fear to limit you. How must it feel? Your eyes fall on the Greenway and its secrets, though perhaps that can wait until after you've celebrated this victory. Nice. Nice. More upgrades. I'm gonna, interface was what I wanted to do. I don't know if I actually need it anymore, but I think it's worth it. But I'm gonna go unlock the Greenway gate. Because I also need to go there and pick mushrooms. My legs are really cramping. Oh my gosh, they're crackling. They're gonna fall apart. Need more of them caps. Let's do it. It's finally happening. The entire Greenway is locked down, shrouded in a dark cloud of shifting currents. What is happening here? Well, I know what's happening. It was cut off. The cipher burns away as it's slotted, the data sparking like a lit touch paper. What has been unlocked? I'd like to know. The Greenway roils beneath you like a choked river. If what Navigator said was true, then no one has accessed these networks since the collapse, and the Hunter and the Killer protocols have never set foot here, never cleared out the intelligences and systems. So why then, you wonder, does it look so dark? Is it just that bit of rot has set in? The entropy of a system reducing everything to shadows and light? You watch as the slotted cipher fizzles in the one open, distorted gateway on this entire room of the station. It flickers and winks out, and then you are falling into the flow. A river of swirling darkness. You are spun by it, twisted by it, lost in it. It's not that the Greenway was hiding in the darkness. It is made of darkness. It is filled by this substance, this process, this swarm. Now you are among it. You notice that a swarm is exactly what it is. A billion individuals moving in a flow. Oh my god. It's so dark. There's no network map here, no nodes and threads, only a storm of interchangeable points shifting configuration endlessly. Then you see them, a figure, turned away, the only bright spot in the dark river. You push closer through the storm. Hello? The gardener. Is this the person who's been helping my garden? You beautiful being. Tree brain or mushroom brain? Pretty cool, though. Ingrown farm administrator. They're facing away, at least you think so. They're so fractured, so overgrown that it's hard to tell. Even from this distance, you can see their flesh is moving, flowing. You watch, silent, as they stoop and reach down. Their hands in the dark is a dark shape, and with twisted fingers, they press it down into the loam of data beneath them, pushing it through this trembling soil. Then they move away, go a little further, and repeat the process, as if they were sowing a field. You push forward, but somehow, despite their slow and deliberate speed, they move faster. They quickly fade into the storm. You reach the point where they planted the object and look down. There it is, a glassy, shifting polygon, something inside. You reach down and pick it up. It's cold, but it thrums with energy. You look towards the path of the figure, but they're long gone. When you blink out of the cloud, back to the leaves and the dappled light of the Greenway, you hold a seed in your hand. What? Did I receive my gift? Is this my gift? What is this? Gardener's seed. A seed you need to find somewhere safe to plant. This is not a safe place to plant. Find a nurturing grow bed for the seed. My nurturing grow bed? Grow bread? Bread? My nurturing rye bread. I'm gonna re-roll these. Yes. 2 mushrooms. Yes, give me mushrooms. I would love mushrooms. Oh, come on, though, more. I need Grial caps. Come on. Ah. Never going to have free food ever. Gah. And I need more spores. Well, got 2. Need 1 more. Not what I want. Rico's eager to see the clubhead caps that have grown in the aviary. You hand them over to an eager Rico, who immediately begins work on the samples. Only 1 more. Yeah, I guess I'll use the 2 here. Not here. What am I doing? Stop. Stop! I want spores. Only 1. Well, it's a start. I'll get the rest tomorrow. Is there anything else here, or is it just still darkness? Except for here. Guess I go to bed then. Into the cycle. The cycle of madness. Is it 4? It's 3. Ah, it's payday time. Finally. Money is gonna come rolling in now. I'm gonna be so rich. Just thinking about it now, yep, I'm never gonna run out of money. As long as I keep making fungus. Only got 1. I want more! I can afford to feed myself today. Do I bother? You know what? No. It's fine, it's fine. Just go to bed. I gotta feed my cat in the morning anyway. Save your money. Eat the kitty. Alright, cat. Stray fed. Cute. there's an achievement for stealing 3 times, but I kind of don't know if I want to yet, because I don't really want to do bad stuff if I, like, like this one. Like, I can steal here too, but I don't want to be labeled a thief. Oh, it's just if you get caught, I can't work here anymore. Does it even matter? I don't even like the stacks. I've worked here like once. Let's use my 5 here. That's enough for me. And 4 days from now, I'll have probably no more Grial caps than I had today. I'm feeling I'll stop getting the other mushrooms if I do this though, so maybe I'll try to do that. And the first thing I'm gonna do is go do this. Sure. Only one. Son of a... And I'll do this because I'm hoping to get some scrap. Yes, yes. It's always coming up Millhouse. Oh my god, no way is it ever coming up Millhouse. What do I use this on? I guess this. I got a scrap component and energy. Do I use the last one here, or do I use it on something else? Really should do this one. It's not really worth it though, that's the thing. I don't like doing it. Oh, I completely forgot for a second. There's still this area up here. Just gonna do this then. I got a 6 here. I have a +2 to interface, so this. Cool. Back down we go. Wait, hold on. Is that a bar? I can buy a spacer meal for 14. Gimbal sells itself on a spinning sphere, which claims to produce therapeutic gravitational effects. It doesn't, but they sell food. That's nice. The Gimbal Lounge, the spacelet bar. Nothing else here yet. Okay, till tomorrow then. There's an... Wait, what? Oh, it's done! Completely forgot. Tala comes to you in one shift. Tala comes to you one shift when the bar is empty, tapping you on the shoulder as you leave the bar. What the hell are they doing out there? Just hear a huge bang from outside. It's ready. It's ready, she's grinning ear to ear. Can I try? Obviously, she grabs you by the arm before you can ask anything else and drags you into the back room. The smell hits you immediately when you enter, a cocktail of rich fermentation and chemical sharpness. The room is warm and bright now, the newly installed lights making the place look clean whether or not it is. Tala has already pulled up a couple of stools around the metal crate where the 2 glasses with a few fingers of pale Grial sit inside waiting. She smiles. I haven't even tried it yet. You can see she's nervous. You both sit at the makeshift table, the slight strangeness of the situation making you both jumpy. Tala hands you a glass. Cheers, she says solemnly, and knocks the glass back. You do the same. The first sensation is burning, a sharp nose clearing blast of alcohol that has your frame quivering whether you would like to activate safety mode. Oh, it has you querying whether you would activate safety mode. You gulp the drink back, and it's only then, behind the burn, that you taste the earthy tones from the mushrooms. The wood and the soil left behind in this, like the sediment, barely there. Not bad, actually. Tala raises an eyebrow. You sure? Maybe needs diluting? Tala swills the Grial in her glass. That might work. Open it up a little. Tala grabs the metal bottle from the newly installed work surface and drips some of the drops of water into the Grial. Try again. This time the burning is a warming glow, harsh but fading off, and the woodiness less heavy. You taste something, floral and among the marshy decay, something fresh and bright that you never expected to find. Both of you and Tala meet eyes. It's really good, right? Definitely better. She nods and takes another sip. Damn good. Tala pours out some more Grial and then adds some more water. The action's already taking on the quality of a ritual. You both drink. Tala tucks her feet up behind her on a stool, folding her legs. She looks down into her glass and swirls the liquid thoughtfully. What's on your mind? Tala looks up at nothing in particular. My father opened this place, you know, she says out of nowhere, a thought suddenly becoming words. It was his attempt at making a life for us, for my family, when we got to the Eye. We're refugees? From Cinza, yeah. It's one of the Ember Moons. She takes a drink. I don't remember much. I was only tiny when we came. I was just thinking about something he told me. When he first set this place up, he wanted to call it the Bantayan. But he was afraid it'd scare off the customers, so he kind of translated it. Hence the Overlook. And these past few cycles we've been in here, I've been thinking that I should rename the place. She looks at you. The Bantayan. What do you think? What does it mean? Dad said he translated it to Overlook, so something like that. Watchtower, maybe? Lookout? Tala picks up her glass. That settles it then. The Bantayan. To the Bantayan! You both clink your glasses and drink up. Tala hisses through her teeth. Still harsh. She laughs, then suddenly grabs your shoulder. Oh, Sleeper. I totally forgot. She stumbles to her feet. She lurches over to a corner of the room, covered with a plastic sheet, and whips it off like a magician performing a trick. Beneath it is a little kitchen, a sink, a work surface, and a compact oven with a hob. Your kitchen! She doesn't give you time to respond. You can come make stuff here anytime, as long as you promise not to raid the mushroom farm. I need those for the grill. I was thinking, too, that if things pick up, maybe we can start serving proper food at the Overlook. I mean the Bantayan. She laughs. Do you like it? It's perfect. Tala gives you a hug and then quickly stands back. I'm sorry, I'm so glad you're here, she grins. Me too. As Talis tidies away the glasses, you inspect the kitchen, checking it all works. It's small and salvaged, but after what you've had to put up with, it feels like a dream come true. Later, when she's done for the day, Tala comes back through the bar, and you share a glass of the good grill, the one that she didn't distill. This time, you talk about nothing in particular, sharing stories about regulars or discussing the best place to eat on the Eye, which, after everything that has happened, feels like a nice change of pace. When it comes time to leave, you promise to cook for Tala and agree to let her know which shifts you'll be working in the coming cycles, and then slip out into the cool of the Rotunda. And in this moment, you feel, for once, at home. Nice. Helped a friend distill their future. Cool. Got 1 point, need more. I need more points! What's the point if not to do this points? Okay, I can cook Matsutake caps. But I have to cook them myself. Matsutake require a softer touch. You've learned to thinly slice and lightly fry them to keep their flavor. You haven't exactly mastered the art of cooking mushrooms, but a couple of handfuls of fried grills always beats expired rations. That's true. So this is just like I can cook my own food for us. That's fine. That's fine. Now I don't have to buy food as long as I make more mushrooms. Wish there was a second mushroom field, though. Maybe I'll get a chance to plant stuff if I get a new garden from that lady. What's her name? Rico. That's who. Okay, let's do our daily ritual of feed kitty. I absolutely forgot to fix myself last night, and so I have 4 dice today. That's fine. It's fine, it's fine. Starts to cry. Pushes all my stuff off my table. It's not fine. This is almost done, right? I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. I'm gonna go up. The hub. Not that hub. Get your freaking mind out of the gutter there. Different hub. Okay, and I'll do this. Bingo. Okay, so I've got a Kisho capsule, spacer sleeping berths. So if I want, I can pay 48 cryos to sleep. Whoa. In a frickin' capsule, the only place to sleep on the hub. Hacked off a colony ship and they welded to the ring. They're surprisingly expensive. Yeah, no kidding. It's super expensive. Not gonna do that. Hello? Ship mechanic? Bliss. Cool. Nice to meet you, Bliss. No way, Moritz. You take those substandard filters back to the shitheels who sold them to you. You hear the voice echoing out of the bay as you pass. Moments later, what you assume is Moritz drifts out with dragging a pallet of filter cartridges by the tether. Hey, you out there. Same voice echoes out of the entrance. Looking for work? Yes. I just need a hand. Get in here. Voice is coming from someone shorter than you expected. She's floating in the microgravity of the docking bay, beside a half-deconstructed life support unit that looks like it might have exploded at some point. She points a wrench in your direction. You know anything about these things? She doesn't wait for an answer. Scratch that. Just help me with the casing. Help her. Alright then. She deftly moves around the unit, making space for you beside the central seam in the dented case. New waifu? Just take a grip here and lift out and up, and I can get in and unbolt it. She whacks the unit with the wrench. Whole thing is twisted to shit. New waifu for sure. I would die for you. You dig your fingers under the casing and lift it away, the metal squealing with the force. She slips her hand under, spinning the wrench to slip out the bolts, catching them in her other hand when they spiral free. All good. The casing lifts off, revealing the ornate pipings of the unit's interior. She whistles at the masses of ducts and filters. By the way, everyone calls me Bliss. She pats you on the shoulder, offering little in the way of an explanation. Is this your bay? It is now, yeah. Whether I like it or not. She looks at you like that should mean something. Bliss starts pushing and pulling at the ductwork, looking for fractured pipes. We haggle for contracts, but the good ones get snapped up quick by the bigger bays, so here I am trying to get this M2 unit running again for one of the freelance tugs. Small-time stuff. Hold this. She rips out a ribbed pipe and hands it to you like a freshly caught fish. We turn stuff around fast and neat. Maybe we get a chance at landing something bigger. Something starts hissing in the unit, and Bliss quietens it with a precise whack. But to be honest with you, the way things are going, I can already see the other crews licking their lips, ready to take this place over. She looks up at you. I'm almost out of luck. I want to help. I appreciate it, but let me finish before you jump through. Jump though. Man, my reading comprehension after a week of not streaming is not great. She keeps working, twisting aside pipes with care. There we are. Bliss pulls her hand from deep inside the unit, and out it comes, clutching a lumpening cube, scorched black. This thing must have overloaded and popped half of itself out of the side. You both duck down to the side of the unit and spot the exit wound. Its edge is fringed with more scorch marks. Grab me a replacement converter from the racks, will you? Head to the racks. You kick off from the unit and drift over to the wall racks. There's a catalog of parts where a catalog of parts sit secured in clamps. Colored tape and scrawled notes flutter across the wall. The complex organizational system of Bliss's own design, or just a big mess. You try to pick out the right part. Hold on. What is this? M2? You grab the part and push it back to the unit. Bliss holds out an arm and you pass it over, the converter spinning gently as it leaves your hand. Perfect, you passed. She straightens up from the unit. That is, if you want to work here. Bliss rubs her hands clean, looking down at her palms. Truth is, I need a hand here. My partner skipped out on me and left me with a whole mess. You seem like you might at least be better at spotting a clean air filter than Moritz. I'd be happy to. Wait, she frowns at the racks. That's not all of it. My old business partner, they rinsed the place, emptied the account. To bid for jobs, we need to put down deposits, bring in parts, pay tug fees. For that, she looks nervous, embarrassed. We need chits. An investment? Exactly. Partners. Straight split. Bliss settles herself against the unit and looks off into the distance. I guess I look pretty stupid. Here I am asking any random passerby to be my business partner. No offense. She manages a smile. I get it. Thanks. She meets your eye. I appreciate it. Bliss goes back to working on the unit. Look, it's no pressure. You find the money, or you find someone who has, or you just forget the whole thing. Up to you. She gestures for you to help her refit the casing, and you both slot it back into place. I mean, I'm making enough money at this point, I would kind of assume that maybe I can actually afford to pay for everything. I think I'm good to wrap this one up for now, but if you're into it, come back and we can bid on a new contract. Something to get our teeth into, something that pays. She gives you a serious look. You can trust me. I don't say this stuff lightly. You kick away from the bay, propelling yourself back to the handholds of the entrance. You slip out with a wave, and as you do, someone slips back in. You hear Bliss as you glide down the passage. Moritz, I swear to God, if those filters aren't clean. You smile. Seems like this could be interesting. New drive. I can help Bliss compete. Invest in Bliss's bay. That sounds weird. Invest in Bliss, my bay. You know, just gotta have your bay, right? Oh, it was like raining all morning, and now the sun has just decided to come out. I thought it was supposed to rain literally like straight through. The weather people have been like really not doing well recently. They've just not been keeping up properly. Well, I mean, who am I to judge? But still, isn't it the thing people always do, is just get angry at the weather people? A scam or an opportunity? Bliss seems solid enough, and this might be your best chance to get in on the hub's repair trade. Why not? Let's do it. Maybe she can repair me. Partnered with Bliss. It was just 80 cryos, that's all it cost. Bought into the hub's competitive repair market. And now I wait 3 days? Yeah, okay. Oh, wait, sorry, what did that say? Repair bid. Bliss is bidding on jobs at the hub. It'll take a few cycles and some perseverance before one comes in. No, I'd still, I would die for you. Sorry. Yeah, I don't care. Even if you scam me, I don't care. I would die for you. I would die for you. I'm gonna do this because I want to increase my energy. Cool. All done. Now I have to see what happens. It's Rabia. This time you meet inside Rabia's office, although now that you've seen it, office seems like the wrong term. You find her stood in an almost bare, shadowy unit midway through a sequence of stretches. There are 2 low stools and a terminal in the corner, but it seems that most of the space is taken up by a heavy punching bag, rubber matting, and a stack of weights. When Rabia turns to greet you, you realize she's missing an arm. The prosthetic she usually wears is set in a cradle near the terminal, a web of colored wires running into it. Updates, she says, noticing you looking where her artificial arm usually is. Nothing to worry yourself with. Of course. Sit, says Rabia, gesturing to the 2 diminutive stools. You both settle on the stools, Rabia crossing her legs on top and sitting straight backed. Gia told me you have been doing the rounds, collecting tithes, patrolling the ward. She smiles. Some of the enforcers are impressed, and I hear you handled a few difficult circumstances. Nicely done. I wanted to see for myself. She raises an eyebrow. See what for yourself? If I can trust you? I see. Rabia flexes her neck side to side, and the conclusion? Still deciding. Well, sleeper, Rabia says teasingly, please keep us updated on any progress. She smiles with a thin smile. Joking aside, I know that for you, life on the Eye has been a struggle, but I hope we can do something about that from here onwards. Though some of our members may not see it this way, I know you too are a refugee. She looks at you solemnly. That is why you have come to us. Enough, Rabia. Sabine's voice cuts through the conversation. I'm tired of listening to your affected nobility. They cross the room, Rabia's baton in their hands, the end lit with sparking electricity. Sabine, what are you doing here? Rabia looks between the 2 of you. I suppose this ambush was another cooperation between you 2? She looks strangely unfazed. No, they're acting alone. Sabine pauses, thrown off for a moment by a renunciation. Rabia takes control of this opportunity to act. She leaps from the stool, feigning past Sabine, grabs the baton and twists it inward. She is by far the stronger, and she pushes Sabine to her knees, plunging the crackling end of the baton towards their chest. They freeze there, Sabine struggling to keep the crackling baton from their skin. Stop! Then you support them, Rabia asks you, her eyes not leaving Sabine. Your loyalties are so easily swayed. That's not the point. Stop fighting right now. I thought you were more than Yannick's attack dog, Rabia. Sabine spits back. Are you not able to think for yourself? Arabia holds the baton strong, and for a moment you think she's about to hammer it down on Sabine's chest, but after a painful wait, she throws Sabine down instead and then spins the baton in her hand, thumbing a switch and shutting it off in a single movement. Arabia, explain. They both look at you, still catching their breath, as if they had forgotten about your presence. Explain what? How the moment I call my enforcers will come down here and take them away? Arabia cracks her neck. You're lucky I didn't kill you. I would have had every right. Every right. She shouts, the anger a release of tension more than a threat. Sabine lifts themselves a little. Bruised from the fall, they roll onto their side and cough. Arabia gives them some space, sitting back on the stool. Sabine props themselves up on their elbows and fixes Arabia with a hard stare. You have something to say? Arabia taunts. Say it. This is your final opportunity, because after this, she laughs. No coming back. What's the point? Sabine breathes heavily. She does not listen to criticism of the great Yadigan project. Arabia collects herself. Speak! She folds her arms and waits to be convinced. Sabine takes a breath, organizing their thoughts. They go to start, pause, and then they decide on another approach. Eventually they say it. Yannick is a traitor. Arabia immediately flinches, her eyes going to her prosthetic arm, her muscles clenching, but she strides it out, more eager to prove Sabine wrong than she is to hurt them, at least for now. When I came here, from Essenarp, they glance at you, gauging your reaction. It was Yannick who was one of the first to support me, to look after me. I should have known then, but I was naive and afraid. Sabine turns to you. Sleeper. They take a breath. I know that I should have told you. I worked for Essenarp a long time ago, but I thought you would abandon me, and you're my final friend. What you should know is that I left Essenarp because I was running for my life. I leaked documents on the Sleeper program, on the illegal and immoral practices it relied on, to the press. Essenarp wanted me dead, and I fled as far as I could, to this refuge at the edge of surrogate systems. Sabine stops and collects themselves. What does this have to do with Yannick? Arabia interrupts. The Sleeper knows you're Essenarp. I told them, and while you have hid beneath the cover of being a whistleblower, you and I both know you worked on the Sleeper program. Yannick told me as much. Sabine's face falls. It is true. They glance at you, and then away, ashamed. They lift their head, but it is Yannick, not me, who is in the pocket of Essenarp. Arabia flinches again. I can prove it. He made some kind of deal to keep me here, to tie me up in debt, to lock me away. In exchange... Arabia slams her hand on the desk. Just tell us, for God's sakes. In exchange for those, Sabine finishes, nodding towards Arabia's prosthetic arm in its cradle. He has been using Yadigan enforcers, using you, as test subjects for Essenarp technology. I have the data to prove it. He's been bringing them under the guise of stolen shipments and having me fit them, knowing each one is capturing data and sending it back to its makers. Arabia's fixed expression has started to fade. Sabine produces a slate. It's all here. Thousands of hours of data, usage data, failure rates, error dumps. These are the untested implants, Arabia. They could short you out, fail, cause cascading failures across a person's body. And they have. Sabine suddenly looks incredibly tired. I thought the error rate in the units was down to them being stolen or modified. I have tried to fix hundreds of failures in my time here. Not all of them. They stop, unable to continue. Arabia closes her eyes and breathes in. Then she opens them again. She holds out a hand to Sabine. Show me, she says. Later, much later, when you leave, Sabine is still taking Arabia through the manifest and usage data. Both of them crowded around the terminal. Sabine takes Arabia through each layer of Yannick's betrayal. As you leave, Sabine catches your eye, and something passes between you. Something like a thank you, or a sorry, or some other expression that communicates both sadness and hope. Wow, I'm getting so many upgrade points. Woohoo! I'm all upgraded. I'm gonna do Intuit, because I feel like sometimes I need more Intuit for mushroom picking. I guess I have 3 days. 3 days. Running out of things to do, I guess, huh? I could, if I was, like, bored. I could do this. Yeah, let's do it. I don't care. I got 5 cryo. That's it. Wait, so what does this do at the end? Stealing shipments from Midline is going to be picked up fast even if you're careful. Their systems can't be fooled for long. So, I don't know what that means exactly. I'm going to not do it then. Not yet. Yeah, I guess, go to bed. That's all I can do right now. Wait, what? When did I get 3 Grial caps? Hold on. I don't need food yet. I'll do it tomorrow. To bed.
And off to bed with me.
Okay. Morning ritual. Feed the cat.
Good kitty.
I don't think anything's gonna happen from that, though. It's fun, though. I don't know. I like feeding the kitty. It's, what do I even do now? Too much left? This game is really good, though. I have to say, I was super surprised at how much I'm enjoying this game. Like, really, really, so much better than I thought it was gonna be. I just, like, you know, I go on Xbox, Game Pass, whatever, and, like, I see some indie games, and I don't always know what to expect. So, like, I go in with, like, a grain of salt, but I've done it, like, a number of times now, and I've actually found there's some really good stuff they got on here, that they give it, like, they're basically like, oh, I'll give you a chance. And, like, I kind of appreciate that, because maybe I'm not spending, like, a ton of money to play these games, and I'm not, like, actually purchasing them necessarily, but I like being able to play smaller games and support them in some way, at least. I don't always have the money to buy many games, and it's easier this way, and, you know, I don't have to resort to the bad things to play games made by smaller developers, which I really don't like doing. It's one thing if you're like a pirate or something and you download, let's say, an Elden Ring. From Software made millions of dollars off of that already. You know what? I don't care, really, if you're gonna do that. I know some people care more about it, but that's just my opinion. But like for indie games, like I would feel bad. Just saying. I would just feel like a little bit guilty. Do I go for another spore? Because I know I'm gonna need more spores. Yeah, why not? Cool. I guess I'll sleep here. I'll just like prepare myself. Cool. Now I go eat. I wanna eat. I want to know Enfys more. Yeah, here we go. Enfys intelligence supplied. Enfys eagerly takes the bright yellow Grial caps. He seems pleased with them. Oh, so now he's making them. Oh, Enfys is working on gathering the ingredients and preparing the mushrooms. He doesn't like to rush things. That's cool, it's fine. I'm just gonna be hungry here. It's cool, it's fine, it's cool. Can't even eat there. But eat here. Need one of these matsutakes. Oh wow, +3 energy. That's pretty cool. To bed. This is I mean, like, for a game that sort of posits itself on being sort of like depressing and a little soul crushing, I'm not entirely soul crushed. I feel like I'm making lots of money. I've got one more day for that. Got one more day for that. Got... Hold up. There's something up here. Yes. one more day for this. Everything's gonna happen tomorrow. I'm gonna be reading so many things tomorrow. The next cycle is gonna be bumping, and 2 days for the food. I can buy scrap. Oh no, I can't. Never mind then. Only home in 2 days. Not that I need them ever again. Guess today is gonna be spent doing this. Finally. More +2s. I don't know if I actually want the ticket, to be honest. I want to give it to Mina and Len. Mimi and Lamy. Wow. Hey, this will be done soon. I didn't think this would be finishable so quickly, but I guess with +2 to interfacing, those make it quite easy. Until the next cycle. Ritual. Kitty kitty. I made a lot of money, actually. I just realized. Look how much money I have. I made like all that money back. Ooh. Hello? Oh, it's Moritz. Bliss's assistant. Hey. Quiet voice greets you as you leave. Sleeper, it's me. Who? Moritz, he pauses. I work for Bliss. He rubs the back of his head. You're not an easy person to find. I don't really have an address. Moritz holds up his hand. Hey, no judgment, it's cool. You both stand there for a moment, each waiting for the other to speak. What's up? Yeah. Well, Bliss needs you. A job just came in, a real big one, and she's asking for you to come up and help her out. He nods sagely. You right there? Yeah, nice. Moritz stands there for a little bit, unsure if the message is delivered. I got it. Cool. He looks around. Bliss just likes me to do a thorough job, you know. He rubs his hands together before burying them in his jacket pockets. See you, Sleeper. Moritz amples that off down the corridor, kicking up the filter cap on his way out. Time to head to Bliss's Bay, then. Should I do this first? No, I want to go to Bliss's Bay first and see what she needs from me. And then I'll do mushrooms, maybe. That's... wait, what? Malfunctioning Euler tank? I got 3 days to work on this? Oh, I see. I'd have to reroll some of these. +2 to sealing the tanks, +4 to sealing the tanks. I'll just do these. Okay, sealing the leaks. Tanker's crew have detected a set of leaks, and they need to isolate and seal them as soon as possible. That's where you come in. If I do this one, it's typically the way to fix a tank type of leak is to painstakingly inspect and reseal the entire ship's cladding, but is there time? Or full system flush. Bliss has an idea. A full system flush with tracer fluid to reveal the leaks, which means emergency venting of all tanks. Brilliant. Dangerous. It's fine, but I got +6. 100% positive rates. You carefully trigger the emergency sequence and the tracer fluid does its job. All the leaks are revealed. Now you just need to seal them. Oh, I could only do it once. That's it. Well, that's fine. Got another 6. That'll be 3. 2. It's fine. And reroll. 5 is good. 50%. Hey, perfect. Finished it in a day. Nothing to worry about, Bliss. I got you. You're my girl. I mean, you're not, well, never mind. I'll never, I'm sorry, I'll never talk like that again. As you both wait in the airlock for it to cycle back to the bay, Bliss thumps you on the arm. Nicely done, Sleeper. I cleared that contract, no problem. She stretches. Once we're back in the bay, we can check the payment has come through and divide it up. She stretches. Feels good. The airlock clunks and the light flickers. A moment later, you're back in the bay where Moritz is at the racks, trying to figure out where the mess of tools Bliss left in her wake should be hung. Hey, Moritz. Moritz looks over his shoulder. Oh, he's carrying stuff. Sleeper. He spins a wrench in his hand. Looked like clean work out there. He nods respectfully. You look over at Bliss, who's already gliding over to her management console. She twirls a little as she crosses the cavernous bay. It's not carnivorous. It's not trying to eat them. She twirls a little as she crosses the cavernous bay. No one you've ever met moves as well in Zero-G as she does. It's like she was born into it. Shit, she slams her fist on the console. Shit, shit, shit. What's up? I can't even... Bliss closes her eyes. Come here. Bliss calls you over. Look at this. Just look. She spins the terminal screen, and you see the details for the bay's account. You see an entry for the Ember's Wake, a repair fee paid in full the moment you finished up the job. But then directly after, the whole amount was transferred back out into an unknown account. How can this happen? I can tell you how. My ex is a sneaky little conniving shit. She punches the terminal. He must have coded a backdoor into the machine before he left. She rubs her forehead. There's no way we can... She pauses, thinking. Moritz, throw me that wrench. What's that for? Moritz spins the wrench around the bay. Bliss smiles. This. She brings the wrench down on the terminal hard. You flinch backwards as a hail of computer parts spill up into the bay in a glittering arc. Fragments of screen, memory, sections of the casing. When Bliss is done, she clips the wrench to her tool belt. Try backdooring your way into that, you shit. Moritz drifts out from his hiding place amongst the racks. Bliss, he says tentatively, you want me to... Looks at the arc of fragments drifting around the bay nervously. Bliss shakes her head. No, she sighs. I've got it. You go get me a new terminal. Cheapest you can find. Cobble one together from pieces at the Ord Exchange if you have to. Can I help? Bliss glides over at the panel by the wall. Don't worry. One of the first things I had installed when we spec'd out this place was a cleaning sweep. She flicks over a plastic cover on a huge red button. Watch yourself. She hammers the button and a row of lasers emitters unfold from the bay wall. They start crawling their way across the work area, frying little debris as they do in pulses of burning light. Bliss smiles. It's that or just space the whole bay every few cycles. You okay? Not really. She stares at the sweep panel. Just don't seem to be able to extricate myself from this shit. No matter how hard I try, the cleaning sweep buzzes and crackles as it works its way across the bay. That account wasn't everything. I'm not that stupid. Once Moritz gets back, I'll secure it and flush everything else. She flicks a nearby piece of debris to the path of the sweeps. Clean break. Then we take another contract. That's it. She shuts off the sweep as it reaches near the end of the bay. You don't want the cryo back? Oh, I want it, but it's gone. He should have transferred it anyway. She looks out across the hub, and even if I knew where it was, the last thing I'd want is to ever see him again. She rubs her forehead. I'm sorry, Sleeper. I know you worked for this too, but next time won't be the same. That's okay. He smiles. See you in a few cycles. Moritz will let you know. She winks and kicks off into the bay to finish cleaning up. I hope she's not lying to me, but 2 days? 4 days. All you can do is move on and wait for Bliss to land another contract. Maybe this time. But, like, at the same time, I said the same thing about, what's his name? Who helped me disable my tracker. I mean, I felt the same way about him, so I'm not gonna just make assumptions anymore. Let's do this. Rabia. As you enter Rabia's office, you hear voices. Is that Sabine? You push open the door. Sleeper, what good timing, Rabia calls to you as you enter. I wanted to introduce you to someone. The man is standing at the center of the room, speaking quietly with Rabia as he turns to come in. Meet Yannick. Uh-oh. Sleeper. Been hearing good things from Rabi. He smiles an easy smile. He's the Yadigan Elder. Okay. Good to meet you. Likewise, likewise. He waves a ringed hand. Now, Rabi, where were we? Actually, Rabia places her hand on your shoulder. The Sleeper was what I wanted to talk to you about. She doesn't spare you a look. What's going on? Well, okay then. Yannick tucks his hand into his pocket. Go on. I'd like to recommend them to your ward. A tiny pause. They have shown themselves to be a capable ally here on the spoke side, but we have more than enough to run our territories. I hear the main block is proving more difficult. Yannick leans forward slowly. It's a mess, Rabi. He waits, his tinted glasses shimmering despite the lack of light in the unit. I can use them, he suddenly decides. Rabia smiles. Good to hear. I can immediately... Yannick cuts her off with a raised hand. 1 second. He steps one surprisingly light step closer to you. You eager to work, Sleeper? Yes. Yannick nods his head as if listening to music. Okay then. You suddenly are unsure if he's talking to you. That concludes it. Yannick pronounces. A sleeper can come work in the ward anytime they like. You shoot Rabia a confused look. Rabia finally glances at you for a moment, but it is so fast you almost miss it. Good. I know you'll be happy with their work, Yan. Yannick reaches out and squeezes her shoulder. Sure, Raby, he says. Now please, he says, turning to face you. Let us old friends get back to it. He guides Rabia away, leaving you stranded, standing alone. You look to Rabia. She's in deep conversation, and so stunned and confused, you leave. Okay. So I can patrol the block and build Yannick's trust, which will help me take him down? Probably. A massive block at the center of Low End is made of layers of units, and layers of units. Patrolling this vertical city is a challenge. Well, I'll do that later. Right now, I got mushrooms to pick. Things riding on these mushrooms, man. Two random mushrooms. That was up. I got the one I wanted. Take my mushrooms. There you go. You hand them over to an eager Rico. Rico is at her bench, running small vials of some liquid in an old chemical analysis machine. The whirring of the spinning drum fills the lab with white noise, and you aren't sure if she notices you approach. Sleeper, it's good to see you. She looks up smiling. This little project of ours has been keeping me awake the past few cycles, but right now, well, I think I have something. You should rest. I know my limits, she laughs to herself. I just don't like paying attention to them. The drum finishes spinning, and Rico lifts a vial from it, holding it up to the light. This is something I extracted from those club heads you've been bringing me, and according to my analysis, it's a substance totally unique on the Greenway. You look at the small amount of liquid in the vial. Any idea what it might be? Rico asks without looking away from the vial. I'm gonna assume stabilizer. Rico nods. You aren't the first sleeper to come through here. Perhaps I should mention that earlier. Rico's tone suddenly drops, changing the atmosphere in the lab immediately. I just thought... She pauses, thinking very carefully of how to continue. I just wanted you to trust us. What do you mean? She sighs. They came through a fair few cycles ago. We found them wandering in the broken section near the gap. The members who brought them in had never seen one of you before. They were terrified of this strange person wandering in from the open vacuum. They were quieter than you and damaged. We did our best to patch them up and welcome them to the commune. I only really spoke to them once, while I was working on their wounds, along with a couple of system engineers. She looks nervously at you. I'd never seen a body like that before. I took some readings, some samples. Samples? You have to understand, I was curious. I didn't know what I was looking at. I just took a little of the damaged material, less than a thumbnail. She shifts her weight upon her crutch. The next cycle, they were gone. They took a little food and hiked up towards the wild margins, where the Greenway meets the wastes. Someone saw them in the distance, but that was it. They disappeared into the overgrowth. She sits down heavily with a vial in her hand. When I saw you, I wanted things to be different. I wanted to keep you here, rather than let you disappear into... wherever they ended up. She smiles to herself. Yes, I wanted to understand this place better, but I also wanted to help you. It seems that somehow both my wishes have come true at once. She holds out a hand with the vial. This is for you. You take the stabilizer, the glass cold and smooth in your palm. How? Those club head caps made it for you, or at least who or whatever made those club heads. She starts to clear her bench. It was right there, contained in their tissue. I only had to extract it. I imagine you understand how incredible that is. I learned enough from that sleeper to know that your body, your frame is it, runs on some exotic technology that has a time limit built in. Somehow the Greenway knows that too. It understands your physiology much better than I ever could. It knows how to treat you. Just like that miraculous antidote that sprung from the mold, so this sprung from your presence here. The Greenway is speaking to you. It's welcoming you. She looks up. I know it sounds crazy, but I know it to be true. Here's the evidence. And what I also know is it no longer is speaking to me. Even after decades here, I have never seen this kind of response. Not since the antidote so many cycles ago. She smiles. So I'm gonna make you a deal. You bring me as many club heads as you like, I'll extract the stabilizer and give it to you. Freely. But you have to tell me what the Greenway says. You have to speak with it, to dig into it, to find what being is at the center of it. I've traveled as far as I can. I need you to do the rest. Can you do that? I can. Rico sighs with relief and deflates into her chair. Thank you. I'm sorry for the other sleeper. Truly I am. I'm sorry I couldn't have done more, but I'm so glad I met you. She smiles. You are welcome here anytime. Rico falls silent. She looks smaller now, more fragile. You realize how old she must be to have seen the collapse firsthand. You idle a little in the lab, in case she asks for anything else, but she remains silent, and so you drift back into the tunnel. Thoughts of the other sleeper and where they ended up weighing on your mind. I mean, I did see that one sleeper. Became self-sufficient through botany. Nice. Oh, so you do have your own grow beds. Frickin' knew it. The only way to understand what the gardener gave you is to grow it. Rico was incredibly excited for that prospect. I'll take good care of it, sleeper. Rico smiles. Don't you worry. 20 days. 2, 4, 6, 8 days. Interesting. Okay, I guess we'll find out what happens. If I do this, is it going to lower my condition? Let's do it anyway. Oops. Well, I got a scrap component. And I can just go get some food. They had food here? Yeah, they did. That'll be fine for now. So, well, what do I work on next? Only 1 point, okay. We must be getting close to the end of this game. I'm, like, nearly fully upgraded at this point. 2 days left? 1 day left. Tomorrow.
Food! Food time!
I did feed the stray, right? There we go. Into bed. I'm gonna stand up and stretch. I've not sat down this long in a while. Oh yeah. Get this legs working. The usual ritual of feed the stray. I think in 1 day, I also get to do another contract. I think. Pretty sure in a day. Let's do one of these. Organics Trust. Hold on, I want to see this one first. Because I want to pick my mushrooms. The more stabilizer I have, the less scrap I need to collect. And then I can just use these instead. Be pretty cool, honestly. I like that. And it's only 2 fiddleheads, or whatever they're called.
Fiddlehead?
Yeah, I use the 4. And I'll use this. Nice. More mushrooms. And I'll just plant some more. In a few days, I'll pick some more mushrooms. It's good stuff, good stuff. Keep myself out of trouble. Just be a full-grown mushroom man. Well, robot, I guess. I need more spores, but I'll do that another day, because I've got days left. I literally got none of the other kind. No real mushrooms at all. I'm loaded. So much money. Money. That's money, honey. Emphasis, yeah. Emphasis preparing the grill caps. He has had to heavily adapt this recipe, he says, but the smell is already incredible. It emanates from a strange purplish white bulb you have never seen before. He's slicing it finely. He brushes and slices the mushrooms and then places them in the wok with the sliced bulb and the oil. They caramelize there, in that well-worn crucible. He adds liquids, transparent and opaque, and then turns down the heat. A sprinkle of leaves is the final touch. We have a moment, Sleeper, he smiles. Do you have a story? Something in the scent of the food gives you a feeling of nostalgia, something distant and melancholic. It seems like there's a story that should match the feeling somehow, and maybe you will feel better for telling it. I'm going to recall my oldest memories. You start by explaining that when you were emulated from a person, many of your memories are left behind. Perhaps it is an intentional part of the process, a way of keeping sleepers ignorant and malleable, or perhaps it's a side effect of the imperfect emulation. You admit that you don't really know. What you do know is that some memories survive and that on occasion they come back to you, like shadows passing overhead. You detail one recurring memory which, despite returning to you with enough regularity for you to think of it as familiar, always fades as quickly as it arrives. You struggle to explain the feelings of being whole for a moment that comes with this memory, and then how that wholeness slips away to leave you feeling like you have forgotten something important, but just can't bring it to mind. Memphis nods throughout, cooking as he does, with deft and skillful movements. You start to trail off and you realize you can't find the words to explain how the memories you do have feel like both yours and someone else's at the same time, and how that always fills you with a certain sadness. The sadness of remaining forever unknown, even to yourself. Memphis finishes cooking and meets your eye. I'm sorry, Sleeper, for your troubles. He puts the wok to one side. I appreciate you sharing with me. He smiles. I hope that lightens you a little. He passes you a bowl and heaps the grills into it, their yellow color mixing with the pale sauce and whorls and balloons. Eat. The dish is delicious, filling you with filling. It warms you as you eat in a way you weren't even sure your body could be warmed. It's a small mercy. You think that SNARP left you this pleasure. Many of the features of frames are there to simulate human experience. You know that much. Emulated minds cannot be rewired, so their need for embodied experience must be met. That is why you breathe, even when you do not need air. Without that simulation, the sensation of drowning would be unbearable. Food serves another purpose. Your frame is able to metabolize it to produce energy from the raw material. Vitamins and minerals are excess, of course. Your frame only needs raw power. So much is wasted. And yet, while you eat this food and feel that warmth, nothing feels wasted. It all means something to you. As you finish, Memphis takes the bowl, the last of his cleaning. He smiles at you, and neither of you feel the need to say anything anymore. Instead, you simply exchange nods and walk your separate ways, back into the bright market, somehow changed. Cool. Matsutake broth. Memphis mentions an old recipe for matsutake broth. All he needs are 2 handfuls of matsutake calves, freshly sourced. Got them right here for you, buddy. And I imagine it'll take him a few days to do this. 3 days. Man, this guy, like, really takes his time with his soups. It's like that character from Seinfeld. You know, Bubble Boy. Good old Bubble Boy. 3 days. Fine. There we go. And I want to try sleeping in that pod tonight. Let's try it. I think that'll be fun. But what's the worst that could happen? One more. Let's do it. Let's finish this up. The shipyard. Your clue slowly filters out of the shipyard block room, the bubbling chatter reducing with each group that leaves. There's excitement in the air. Haven-Age just made an announcement. The assembly teams are done. Sat on the locker room bench, you can feel the sidereal out there. A hulking mass now intimately familiar to you. Over the past cycles, you have watched it grow, be assembled. You have walked through its veins and welded its bones. Now it's ready for the final stage. It will go to testing now, and then enter a final process of sealing and resealing, checking and rechecking before it's deemed suitable for its generational trip. But for now, your work is done. You can't help but feel proud. There he is. A cough interrupts your thoughts. It's Lem, changing out of his work gear. Mina nowhere to be seen. He smiles. She'll be ready soon. I know. It's exciting, although if you think about it, we are all out of a job now. He quickly adds, not that I'm complaining. He comes to sit beside you on the bench. She's gotta be in her best shape when she carries you, Mina and me out of here. So confident? Lem smiles apologetically. Why not? Figure I'm due a lucky turn by now. He rubs his hands nervously. No use in wondering what if. Until the draw, anyway. And there's a few cycles till then. Lem's right, but the odds seem unlikely anyway. How many are working in this shipyard? Hundreds? 1,000? You've certainly seen more faces than you can count pass through here. And are the Celis Foundation even going to keep their promise? Out here on the Eye, you get the sense that no one will hold them to it. Why else would they be building the sidereal in a surrogate system? As you think, Lem watches you with a worried look. How's Mina doing? Lem is surprised by the question, but smiles. She's doing well. She misses having you over, actually. I need to get you two together again soon. Especially now I won't see you here either. Lem gazes into space. She's pretty stuck on you, actually. She told me the other cycle that she doesn't want you to go unless you can come too. She doesn't want to go unless you come too. He sighs. You ever been in a thunderstorm, Sleeper? Real big one? I don't remember. Lem shoots you a worried look for a moment. It's something else, he smiles. The sound, the smell, the rain hammering down, the whole sky stretched out and bruised, roaring and huge. The place I was born. New Pembroke. A dry old rock in a Conway system. Had 2 seasons. One of them was as dry as bone, dusty, ugly. The other was one long storm. A side effect of the terraforming efforts, they said. Rain used to rattle off the roofs like bullets, wash the dust away, turn the streets to rivers, and sing us to sleep and wake us in the morning. We'd wait half a year just to see it again. Best day was the one where first drops fell. He sniffs. Some days I wake up swearing I hear it again. I was thinking, Mina has never seen a storm, never even felt rain. She's grown up here, the ring her only horizon. Always in the dark. I want to change that for her. You will. Of course, almost there. Lem stands, stretching. Best get back to the little one anyway. But the shift's done, I reckon she'll be happy to have me home for a few cycles. He shoulders his gear. See you in a few, for the draw? I'll be there. Good luck. Don't need it, he grins. Lem leaves, making you the last person in the cavernous locker room. As you sit, you think about Rain, and a little hope creeps in. Is it possible? Did the sidereal really take you to a planet, a place with weather, with skies, with life? You get up quickly, before you can think about it anymore. It's too soon to hope, too dangerous. There's work to be done. 6 days? Okay. Only 6 days. Wait, what? Oh, the draw is in 3. What does that say? Haven Age has said it'll be a few cycles until the winners of the draw are announced. You'll have to come back then. Can I hack it? Whoa, what is this? A Haven Age agent. Yeah, I could just do it for fun. Is it worth it? I could go and pick mushrooms, though, or pick spores. Let's go across the Greenway. Going across the Greenway. Worst thing that could happen, what? They lose some energy? Oh. No, it was fine. Not really much else I can use it on, to be honest, so... Let's, go to sleep, I guess. Okay, well, I have to use the bathroom, and, it's nearly garlic roasting season. I'm just gonna feed my cat, and then after feeding my cat, I will take a quick bathroom break. I'll be back maybe like 10 minutes or so, so, sit tight for now. And I will be back soon. Alright, well, I'm back. Yeah, it was more like 15 minutes. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. I'm glad I muted it, though. The sound sounds pretty grating. Imagine just, like, sitting waiting through this 15 minutes hearing just this sound. It's like sitting next to, like, one of those old window air conditioner units. As it's, like, running. Or, like, if you had this, like, in your childhood, like, at school, if you ever stood near, like, where the vents would pump, like, the air out of the school, and it would just make, like, this kind of sound. Horrible. I know I already fed the cat today, but I'm gonna feed it again, because, you know, it deserves it. They are a cat, after all. And cats are the purest devils in our society. Oh, wow, okay, I can do up to 3. Or I keep going. Remind myself if there's anything else I can do right now. I don't think there is. Growing mushrooms, right? Yeah. So, guess not there. Oh shoot, I was gonna do the stupid thing and sleep in the pod. I'll do that tonight. Just remembered how I forgot. When you forget to remember to forget, how can you not? Forget. Cool. This just looks like a big gun. It doesn't really look like a ship. A big gun. The big gun. So what do I do now? Guess I just use it all here. 5 is probably fine. Roll. That's that. There we go. It's over. This is gonna get finished now. Nice. You almost laugh when you see it. The same small recorder stuck to a different wall this time. Written across the fluorescent tape is a familiar word, sleeper. You grab it quickly. Rabia says sorry. Sabine's voice sparks once again. She said she didn't have time to brief you before setting you up with the old man. I'm sure you've got the play by now. Earn his trust, work the block, and when we need to get into his office, a pause. It's risky, but obviously you are the only one of us he doesn't already know. Either way, we need to locate the link to Essenar. You hear a shout in the background of the recording. Rabia says be careful. I think it's Rabia, because he calls her Rabi. I just keep switching between the two because I feel like that's a good middle point, is just to never decide. Sabine continues. The data suggests there's some relay, processing the implant data and sending it to Essenar. But we can't lock down its position. Either he's moving it, or it's moving itself, or it's rerouting through other relays. We can't understand it. Maybe you can find some details on it in his office. Once he trusts you, you should be able to get close enough to get into the office. You'll get one shot at this. The recording creaks and whines. That's the final piece of the puzzle to end this. A pause. Good luck, Sleeper. I'm sorry, too. Be safe. The recording clicks off, leaving you in silence. You pocket the recorder, just in case, and walk away. Looks like it's up to you. Okay. I'm gonna... like, actually not use my dice tomorrow. Yannick's office. Find the relay. I can't do it. I just realized. Yeah, I guess, we sleep in the pod tonight. It's the last thing I can do. Okay, 2 days. I just want to see what happens. You hand over the chits and get a passkey for capsule 0451. Time to find which of the identical births is yours. Whee! Like an actual big wheel. Okay, so I just have a space for myself. Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep letting myself degrade a little bit. I don't need tons of dice tomorrow. As far as I know, yeah, three, three golds, 2 6s, 1 5, and a 1 is pretty good too. So, oh, the one thing I'd forgotten about this place though is I can't feed the kitty here. What a travesty! I have to go back to the other home. No, there's no point in feeding the kitty. Yes, I'm going to feed the kitty. Starving. Hungry. It's fine. It's fine. I'll go buy food or something. I don't know. Do I actually even need to, like, right now? Let's do Yannick's office, I guess. It's +2, that's pretty good. I guess it doesn't really matter what I pick. Spot the countermeasure on the drawer moments before you touch it. This has to be it, but you can't rush it. You look at the countermeasures on the drawer. Looks like some kind of shock trap. If you'd grabbed the drawer, you'd likely have thousands of volts running through your system right now. You wince. Once you find the anchor points, it comes way easily enough. It comes way easily enough. You prise it from the drawer quickly and quietly, then listen for footsteps in the corridor outside. Nothing. All clear for now. You slide the drawer open, looking for other countermeasures that might be inside, expecting to see a chunk of tech or the relay, but as you slip it open, all you see is a handful of wires and an empty implant cradle. Is this some kind of mistake? You freeze for a moment, unsure what to do next. Why keep an implant cradle so carefully guarded? You remember Yannick having an implant, a small plate on the side of his head, just above his ear. You assumed it was for hearing or vision. Those shimmering glasses of his come back to you in your memory. His strange movements, his speech. You look again at the cradle, and there it is, printed on the frame. Proprietary technology, property of SNR. Rabia said to the relay moved, that they couldn't get a fix on it. What if Yannick was the relay? I had a feeling. The thought hits you like a shock. Yannick, with a remote relay implant in his head, networked to every single implanted enforcer in the low end. A shudder runs through you. Is he even in control, or has SNR wormed its way into the man? Could he even be considered separate from the corporation itself? You think of your own legal status as proprietary technology, a puppet with cut strings. Time to cut Yannick's strings then. You reach around inside the cradle and find it, a remote connection, a tiny bead of a transmitter, likely controlling the link to SNR. There it is. You pause for a moment, then you squeeze it, snap it from the frame, and it crumples, sparks, and dies. It takes a moment before the shouts come before the scream, and you're already on your way out, down the corridor, down through the unit, but that serves as the lobby to Yannick's office. Then out onto the walkway, where Yannick lies still, enforcers gather around him, bemused. I think... Let's do the weird thing. You push through the crowd, and there he is, still, crumpled. You arrange him a little, lie him down properly, feeling how thin his body is under his suit. You wonder how long he'd been like this, a puppet for SNR. With the connection cut, nothing remains but his body. Which means that Yannick, the man, was gone a long time before. Oh my gosh, that's freaking weird, man. I don't like that. You place a hand on his chest. You're sorry for him, but it's done now. And you did not kill this man. You've seen enough. The connection is cut, and whatever Yannick was, or had become, is gone. Your anger is a hard core in your chest, and all of it focused on SNR. Stop the signal. That's sad. That's so sad. Well, what are you gonna do, huh? Not much you can do. Okay, well, mushrooms aren't ready. I could get more spores. You want spores? I got spores. Let's take some spores. Oh, that's good. Alright. Got some good spores in there. Should I just steal because why not? I'm hungry. Yeah, let's do it. I got 2 more. I can afford to spend 1. I didn't even get caught. Ah, that's funny. Wait, what? Bring Memphis at Matsutaka caps. I already did. Oh, speak to, yeah. Let the plant grow. I got like 8 more cycles until that one's done. I'm gonna start running out of things to do. I have to wait for the ticket draw. Is there any jobs for Bliss yet? That's something I actually haven't checked. Oh, that's better. 1 more day. So, wait, do I have to pay every time, or is it just like pay once? Oh, it is pay once. Interesting. Let's descend to the rim. On the rim. What do I even use this for? Should it just like... I don't know. I really don't actually know what I should be. I want to see what happens if I can do this now just for fun. Yeah, let's do it. Chip mine fragment discount. Oh, cool. Yeah, alright. That was a decision. That was definitely a choice. On to the next cycle. At least I know some things are happening today. Not the best roll, but I don't know. Oh. Hey, it's Moritz. Sleeper. Moritz is waiting for you on your way out. How you been? Surviving. Moritz nods. That's the struggle. He glances around. He runs his hand through his hair. I've been meaning to ask you, Sleeper, what's it like? He pauses, suddenly unsure. I mean, you know, like, what does it feel like? Be a sleeper? Yeah, he shrugs, if you don't mind. I'm getting used to it. That's good, he pauses. Really good. I wanted to say, I have a lot of sympathy for it. Like, having to find a place, having to survive, having no future. He looks down. A lot of people around here understand that. Moritz looks away, and you notice him for the first time. Not as Bliss's assistant, but as someone with their own worries, their own struggles, their own life. You feel bad for not noticing earlier. Moritz looks back at you. Anyway, got a message for you. Bliss sent me down here. We've scored another contract. She needs your help. That's the message. He pauses. Look, I know last time the payment didn't come through, but you did good work. Bliss knows that. It's no problem. Okay then, he pauses again. She's doing her best, you know. I know. He nods. See you up there. Moritz turns and strides off, leaving you in the corridor. Time to help Bliss, and maybe this time you think to yourself, it'll work. But first... No, actually, I do want to see. Would love to ascend the hub. Is this, yeah, okay. Whoa, what the hell? There's a, okay, so there's a critical action, like the last time. Vent a section, and you have a better chance of saving the remaining crops, but you will lose some in the process. Question is, how many? Sycamore seed needs to be reinforced and sealed, otherwise the crop will be lost. Sycamore seed's internal bio is in trouble. Every critical action will bring it closer to collapse. Oh, shoot. Reinforcing the bulkheads. Welding in a zero-G farm is tricky. The torch, the heat, the sealant, everything can damage the crop we were trying to save. Okay. This is just +2, though. And there's so many. It would take a long time to do it the right way. Or I could do it the fast way. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an upgrade to the engineering yet. I don't have an Oh, I see. This is like, if you do it wrong, it will blow up kind of thing. And so this will affect this. So it's like the, hey, you want to be safe, right? Let's do it this way. You want to do it fast, do it this way. How many for Fragile Biome? 7? Oh my goodness. That's a lot. And just for 5? Just for 5? Yeah, I'll do it the slow way. This is much safer. Why would I risk? Ridiculous that I would... no way, I would never. It just seemed like so weird when I looked at all the pluses for a moment. I was like, whoa. That's so many pluses. Alright, cool. What's going on here? Emphasis preparing the Matsutake caps. He cleans them carefully with a damp cloth before shaving the stalks as if he was sharpening a pencil. His knife slides through them, revealing the bright white of the flesh within. These are good, Sleeper. Very good, he says, looking up. I bartered with Mingi for some help, too, so we could brew the dashi. You know Mingi? Emphas looks up from cutting with a smile. Everyone knows Mingi. Emphas slides the sliced matsutake mushrooms to one side and takes out a closed pan. He opens the lid and you see a green wafer of kelp sitting in a bath of water. Been soaking it since last cycle. Emphas explains. Should be good to warm down. He places the pan over the burner and turns it on low. We have some time now. He wipes his hand clean and throws the cloth over his shoulder. However, there's one difference this cycle. He smiles. You've been the one providing the ingredients, so it's my turn to provide a story. Okay. Good. This story is important to me. He gestures for you to sit on the folding stools behind the stalls. See this? Emphas runs a hand over his forearm, tracing the circular scars that marked them like perfect bite marks. Conway called it an anchored interface rig, a mechanical control device for piloting a heavy-duty extraction suit in low-G industrial operations. We called it a bone suit. He points to a pattern of large circles on his shoulder. They drill in and anchor it here, there, and then all the way down the arm. He taps each scar on the way. It maps mechanical movements to the suit exactly. A 1-to-1 mechanical replication. You swing your arm, a 2-ton arm swings too. Okay, I guess that's these circles. Gotcha. Understand. You should have seen the recruitment vids. Strong people in even stronger suits tearing up through stone and scrap. Superheroes. Half my graduating year signed up from the company school to company shuttle. Conway from birth to death. Well, Conway was involved in that other thing we were talking about earlier. With, my other friend who helped me disable the tracker in my head. He stares off in the distance for a moment, fighting with the memories. But the bone suits weren't good. The rate of failures was high, and failure meant arms torn off, anchors worn out, broken bones, bad stuff. So after a while, Conway discontinued them. No longer competitive, they said. He checks on the broth, turning down the heat and adding the mushrooms. So there we were, hundreds of us with surgical alterations for suits that didn't work. They sent us home, back to the company colony, and spat us out to be cleaners, drivers, cooks. They gave us drugs for the pain and told us to make something of ourselves. When I deserted, bribing some passing spacers to take me into orbit, they were only me and a couple of others left. The rest just faded away. Arthritis, osteoporosis, they folded in on themselves like paper lanterns. That was my generation. The anchors still ache, still burn. He touches the scars, but what burns worse is the betrayal. I've been on the eye a long time now, but that will never fade. Not that, not the faces of my friends. Emphas reaches over and sprinkles a handful of leaves onto the broth. It is ready. I'm sorry. Don't be. It was Conway's crime, and you know better than most what we went through. It's enough that you're here to listen. Emphas pours the broth into a double-walled metal bowl and hands it to you. The heat radiates through your hands like the smell drifts up, rich and sharp, like a pine forest after the rain. You drink the broth slowly, chewing the matsutake and thinking. Emphas busies himself with cleaning the pans in the bowl, sealing the kelp back up for another day. He quietly comes to sit with you while you finish your meal. Neither of you speak, preferring instead to let the story linger in the air a little longer. It's not that there is nothing to say. It's that sometimes in the moment after something after something, speaking breaks the spell. So you both idle, eager to be in each other's company. Taking longer over his cleaning, his packing, and you savoring the final dregs of broth. When you finally finish and hand him the bowl, you feel the spell break, and the story leaves you both. And as you leave, you know that both of you are somehow a little more empty and a little more full than before. Traded food and stories with the local. Now we're just friends. Order fungus. Cool. That was nice. Let's do that. Yeah. Let's do that. Alright, I got a 2. Zoom type. What do I do with a 2? I have no data, nothing. Maybe I could get data. You need a 2? You want 2? Yeah, that's something. No, I'm not gonna take a 2 over to the frickin' mushroom farm. No way, no how. Oh, it's not even done. In my mind, I was like, yeah, it's done. Across the rim. We're going across the rim again. I don't really know why I said it like that. Wait, what? What active scene? It's an active scene? Oh, shoot. Forgot. The crowds have already gathered by the time you get to the shipyard, and you recognize faces among them, people you've worked alongside on the side reel. The intervening cycles have turned their excitement to anxiety, and few of them smile at you. Instead, the nervous energy of the crowds fills the space, creating a feedback loop of growing attention. Pick out Lem and Mina, and you work your way over to them, pushing through the crowd. He silently raises his eyebrow at you, his anxiety obvious, but Mina flashes you a huge smile, unaware of the tension. "Robot!" she calls out, reaching out to you. "Hi, Mina." I'm gonna hug her. She gratefully accepts your hug, leaning against your chest. Lem smiles, seemingly glad to share the weight of Mina for a moment. "Why, quite the turnout, huh?" Lem glances around, pulling Mina close. "I don't think patience is one of this crowd's strengths." The sound of an argument towards the back catches your and Lem's attention. He's putting it lightly. This place seems set to explode. This isn't good. Lem doesn't dare answer, but the look in his eyes suggests he agrees. This is Aster Enghart of the Celis Foundation. The announcement echoes from the speakers at the shipyard entrance, and shouts of quiet rapidly follow. "I'm sorry I can't be there to meet you all, and thank you on behalf of Cedar Celis for the work that you have done on the Sidereal Horizon." Most of the crowd strains to see Easter's face, but the small display shows only a ghostly white figure smudged and unclear. "Cedar wanted me to pass on her personal thanks for your commitment to and belief in the Celis Foundation's mission. We chose the Eye for this project because we knew that we would find like-minded individuals here, especially among the ranks of the Venerable Haven Age Association. Unlike most of the Corps, we neither believe Erlin's Eye to be a threat or a rogue state, but instead an embryo for the formation of a new decentralized social structure, one where each citizen might be the master of their own destiny." A ripple of impatience runs through the crowd. Sorry, I'm just got so into saying it that way. They didn't come here for a sermon. "You are all pioneers, just like those core citizens who the Sidereal will carry in cryosleep to the planet that will become the Foundation's first frontier world, Celis 1. At the mention of the destination world, excited conversations break out amongst the workers. There, our citizens will be able to create their own innovative bottom-up economic order aligned with the principles set down by Cedar Celis herself. Freedom, resilience, and self-sustenance." They're just not going to actually pick anything. They're just going to say this, and then they're like, "Goodbye. This is all thanks to your tireless efforts of the Haven Age Guards. As a reward for those efforts, you may know..." Oh, okay. You may know that we are offering a select group of the opportunity to join the caretakers of this vision, the staff of the Sidereal Horizon, who will maintain the vessel during its multi-decade transit through the interstellar space. Lem turns to you, his eyes bright. This is it. This draw has been performed at random by the central AIs of the Foundation and is final and binding. Please note, only licensed contractors of the Foundation are eligible for this draw. I know that you have been eagerly awaiting for this day, and without further delay, I will now read the Celis identification numbers of those chosen for the great honor. A murmur runs through the crowd. Celis identification numbers? Licensed contractors? You've never even heard the term mentioned. Is this something you were supposed to be assigned? You glance at Lem, but his eyes are fixed forward, wide and shimmering. All around you, people are speaking in hushed tones like a rising wave. Aster starts reading the sequence of numbers and letters. The panic begins to set in. No one seems to know what's happening. Somewhere near the front of the crowd, someone shouts in celebration, and everyone pushes forward. Lem. You turn to see Lem still staring forward. Mina is scared now, and the shout starts. As the shouts start, Daddy? Someone throws something at the entrance, and it rattles against the shipyard doors. You see it for the first time. Haven Age security stood on either side, scared, arguing between themselves. You feel the anger rising in the crowd. Lem, let's go. He doesn't move. They might call out names. I can't. Mina tugs at his dog tags. It's not happening. Lem blinks rapidly, and then turns to you. He opens and closes his mouth and looks down at Mina. He sees the fear in her eyes and understands. It's time to go. You lead Lem and Mina out, shoving people aside. As you do, you hear the sounds of scuffles emerging at the front of the crowd, of metal canisters bouncing off the shipyard walls. You keep your head down and walk away, the sound of Aster reading off ciphers echoing above the chaos like some strange mantra. When you turn to Lem, there are tear tracks running down his cheeks, and Mina is sniffling into his jacket. You feel the sadness rising in you too. They screwed you. They screwed all of you. You were never even on the list. The feeling is as unpleasant as it is familiar. You stare ahead into the tunnel as the security sirens sound out, a signal for the coming violence. No. Drive failed. Oh, no. What? Oh. I guess it was kind of unrealistic to expect, like, we would have been able to do it. I mean, I didn't think that seemed very realistic, I guess. Oh, sad. Well, guess that's it for the day, huh? Oh, I have to wait 3 days to talk to Lem and Mina. Okay. Not a very happy ending to the day. Thanks, game. Okay. Feed the cat. Kitty. Time for food. I need 2 days and 2 days. The ship leaves in 1 day. Oh, okay. It's the Celis are apparently going to start moving this sidereal horizon to the hub soon. So it's not over yet. There's still time. How does this game end? Is it with me leaving? With them? Is that what it is? Okay, I should do some of this. I need more food, I guess. That's good. I don't need to do a 6. And I'll stop there for now. Cross. And up. Finish that job. I feel like a fool, though, that I didn't manage to do this first. Okay, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna finish this today, but actually it could be fine. I need 5. If I do this. Okay. That's 7, right? Only did there. It wouldn't be over. It would be done. Let's do it. Oh, and it wasn't even that many. You and Bliss are floating in the baby... the baby... in the bay's airlock, waiting for it to cycle. You pick a few leaves from your clothes as you wait. They float around the chamber as if carried by a lazy wind. Clean work? Bliss bows a little. Well, thank you, Sleeper. You didn't do too bad yourself. She checks her tool belt. Seems like we're getting into a good rhythm. And now the familiar sequence of clunks and rattles sound out, and then the door hisses open. The moment it does, you know something has once again gone wrong. What's all this? Bliss asks a confused looking Moritz. Beside him are a set of crates anchored to the bay floor. He has clearly just brought them in through the bay's freight locks. Moritz looks nervously between the two of you before answering. It's payment. He runs his hand along the crate. The Sycamore Seed crew just brought them over. He stops, but seeing the look on Bliss's face, adds, They were very thankful. I bet they were. She clenches her fists. What the hell is inside? Moritz leans over and struggles with the catches on each side of the top crate. As he does, Bliss turns to you. Don't say it. Bliss stares into space. Don't you dare say it. Stay silent. Don't. She gives you a hard look. This isn't my fault. Moritz finally gets the catches free, and the lid floats off, drifting up into the bay. As it does, a small brown lump floats up with it. Moritz reaches out and catches it as it passes him. Is that a mushroom? Bliss finishes. A damn mushroom. They paid us in mushrooms. Not just mushrooms. He holds out a clump of tightly packed leaves. Produce. Bliss starts laughing. Goddamn Haifa commune. Should have known they didn't have shit to rub between them. She knocks a small brown mushroom across the bay. Stop, Bliss. Moritz grabs her hand. These are good, fresh, we can sell them. To who, Moritz? Are we running a grocer's now? We need cryo, otherwise this whole bay will be shut down. We can't pay for the parts with leafy greens. She waggles them in Moritz's face. I can use them. Bliss raises an eyebrow. What four-hole crates? Even you can't be that hungry. You can take a few, but the rest will sell. She smiles to herself. Or at least Moritz will sell them. He's so eager. Moritz closes up the crates and starts moving them. Isn't that bad, Bliss? It's a step in the right direction. Glances at you looking for a backup. He'll sell one. Bliss sighs. Looks like I went into business with a couple of wannabe farmers. She laughs. Prove me wrong, then. Show me this is a windfall. She kicks away towards the terminal, a new patch together terminal. Until then, I'll be working on how to keep this place open. Moritz mouths a thank you and then goes back to moving the crates. You better be on your way too. Yeah, I got some mushrooms. I just gotta close my blinds. 1 second. It's that time of day where I get blinded. A heck of a time trying to pull my freaking blinds aside. Don't really know why. Anyways. Guess we'll need 4 more days. Hope I have that time. I don't know when that freaking ship is gonna leave. At least 2 more days for these. Oh wait, hold on, I gotta... It's better. Okay, let's go home. I'm gonna use this today. I don't know why, but yeah, why not? What will this cycle bring? Well, obviously cat breed. Like, cat breeding? Oh my gosh, no. I really need to think about what I'm about to say before I say it. Cat feeding. Always feed the cat. Never not feeding the cat. I'm definitely not breeding cats, though. Definitely not. For the record. I could just go to the Tambor for some reason. Why not? Just hang out. Having a good time, right? Okay, let's go pick mushrooms, I guess. In a few days, the seed's gonna be done. 2 days as well? Damn, everything's coming out at the same time. Let's do the 4. I really have literally no clue what I'm gonna use the rest of these dice for. Guess if I want to replace the fungus. I guess. At a certain point, I've got so much food, it doesn't even matter anymore. I guess this does give me more stabilizer. Well, let's go get some stabilizer. There we go. I don't even need money anymore most of the time, like got Griol and Matsutake to feed me. I don't have to buy stabilizer anymore because I can just make it. Really made like a place for myself here. It's good stuff. Yeah, see, like I've got almost 400 cryos now. Don't have to pay for food. Just have to mushrooms. What now? Let's start stealing stuff, I guess. Yeah, I got a 2. These. Got a 3. Is there another one? There is. I know I can trade data with that other guy. I don't know what to use the 6 on. Go gambling, maybe. Or I'm gonna buy crap, actually. Buy them out. Belongs to me now. All your wares are mine. Got 2 ship fragments. Ship mined fragments. But I do not even need them, to be honest. They bought it for scrap and then they gave me something else. Okay, so caster's table. This cool guy needs 5. We got 4 already. Whoa, that was fast. Is there anything I can do? I can just do this if I really, really wanted to. I feel like that's a bad idea. Just gamble. That's it. I guess. Well, food time, kitty. And kind of sad that there isn't anything to do with the cat, but I'll accept it as just what it is. It's gone. Wow. It's been so long, I It's always been there in, like, certain forms of unbuiltness, but still. There it is. What happens if I click this? Scout the dock. Oh, I can try and find a way on board. Side rail is being loaded and prepped along with the commotion. Is it possible to find a way on board? Maybe there is. I thought there was something new. Well, that's the new thing. Well, I guess I would talk to them first. Is it also... I want to see what the seed does before anything else, to be honest. This is my big mystery. Oh, it's one more day. Damn it. Well, tomorrow, the big mystery gets solved. What's that seed do? It's just gonna cure me of everything. I'm never gonna get hungry ever again. I'm never gonna lose condition anymore. I'll never have to do anything anymore. Okay, Rabia, what do I do? Even before you enter the office, you can hear the sound of Rabia working the heavy bag. She's hammering it, the chain creaking as it shakes with each hit. She's been like this since... Simi doesn't finish the sentence. They're sitting on a stool looking at the terminal in the corner, searching through the SNR data you pulled all those cycles ago. How have you been? I'm well, Sleeper. Happy to no longer be hunted. They smile. Yadigan has plenty to deal with, and without Yannick, I'm free. They glance nervously at Rabia. Rabia stops punching in the silence. In the silence, you can hear her breathing hard. Sabine looks over at her, and you sense something between them. You realize you haven't seen them together since they tried to kill each other in the same unit. A lot has changed since then. They hooked him up like a puppet. Rabia hits the bag, rigged that thing in his head so they could control him, pushed the old Yannick out. I don't know why he let them in. Rabia throws a few more punches, but it's a lesson. Don't let them in. Another flurry. Yadigan shouldn't be dealing with corporations, and we will never again. She spits. She comes away from the bag. At least Yannick's death has been treated as natural. There's a chance we could come back from this, that Yadigan can hold on, but there are opportunists trying to take control. Sabine turns to you. Yes, but now the connection has been broken. I've been looking at removing the trackers from the implants in Yadigan's enforcers. It's a significant job, but I think with time I can do the surgeries. Rabia walks away from the bag towards the far side of the unit. Those surgeries will never happen if Yadigan collapses, she shouts back at Sabine. Clearly this is a well-worn argument in this unit. Will Yadigan really collapse? I don't think so, no. Rabia doesn't either. They look over at her, at least not when she's calm. What I understand now is that Yadigan can be something if we want it to be. Coming here from SNR, from the core worlds, all I saw was a gang. And with Yannick keeping me on a tight leash, they shudder. Rabia believes, and I want to believe. I want that belief. They look unsure. I also want to be done with SNR, but I doubt they're done with me. They glance away, rubbing their shoulders. Are you and Rabia? Sabine fixes you with a look. Yes, Sleeper. Isn't that obvious? They smile. Yeah, I mean, duh. I've been wanting to say, Sabine begins nervously. I'm sorry that I didn't tell you where I came from. I know I've apologized before, but I want to again. They pause properly. When I leaked the data on the Sleeper program, it was to try and help people like you. They grit their teeth. But after all the cycles here, being pushed down, pushed around, trying to survive, all that got away from me. So when you turned up, they sigh. It shook me up. They run a hand through their hair, but I ended up here, so they look at Rabia. Oh, of course, they reach into their pocket and take out a handful of vials. These are the last of the case. You can have them. They drop them in your hand. After these last few, I don't know what we can do. With the SNR connection broken, they look down. But I know there are other ways. Repairs, other pharmaceuticals. I've even heard there are some labs on the Greenway. Perhaps they can help? They meet your eye. I'm so sorry I can't do more. Thank you for everything. They look away, their eyes bright with tears. Rabia crosses back to you both and sits beside Sabine. They look at each other, and can't help but smile at the idea of them together. What are you two plotting? Rabia grins. Sabine laughs, and the sound is a welcome one. You watch the two of them teasing each other and smile. Later, when you leave, you take that handful of vials out of your pocket and look at them. You can still feel that core of anger, deep down inside, and you don't know if it will ever leave. But SNR doesn't own you anymore. They can't because this place, these people, own you. They are what makes you get up every cycle. They are what keeps you breathing. So you put the vials away and you walk through the low end. Your senses tuned to every sight, every smell, and every sound, soaking it all in, living. That was nice. It was a nice end. I liked that. Now I should, I guess I'll do this. There's nothing else, is there, that I'm forgetting? I guess not. There's no answer when you buzz Lem's unit, but the door is open. You push the door and find Mina, sitting in the middle of the floor playing with Bun Bun. Hi, Mina. Hey, robot, she says suddenly, waving Bun Bun's paw without looking up. How are you? Bun Bun is sad, says Mina, nodding the toy's head in agreement. Like Daddy. You look around the unit. It's a mess. Dishes and glasses on the table. Some of Mina's clothes piled in a corner. Mina's sitting by her bag, which is spilled out across the floor. Her drawing slate cracked and dark. Oh. Tidy up. You start with the kitchen units, piling up the dishes in the auto wash and wiping them down. You pile the clothes up next, folding them neatly. Mina watches you quietly as she plays, curious but silent. You've just started to look at fixing her cracked slate when Lem enters. Sleeper, what are you? He pauses and looks from you to Mina and back again. Never mind. He drops his bag by the door and slumps on the couch. Everything okay? Lem lets out a weak laugh. You forgot the past few cycles now too? Wish I was so lucky. He looks away at the open door. Look, now's not a good time. What happened? What happened? We messed up, that's what happened. We put our hopes in someone else's stupid scheme. Pinches the bridge of his nose. You understand they never even put us on the list, right? I've been around the rim looking for work, and I've run into more than a few from this cruise. Turns out, only long-time Haven Age members were issued the Celis ID numbers. They never even planned to consider us. Haven Age says they didn't know that was what they were going to use to make the draw. And who knows, maybe Celis pulled the wool over their eyes. But what does it matter? All those hours in the yard for a hand-to-mouth wage and nothing else. Slams his hand down on the sofa. You're giving up? Lem opens his mouth to respond, but stops himself. He looks at the open door again. They're moving out the side rail to the hub now, you know? He says without meeting your eye. That's where it'll depart from. They're bringing in a ship with all the cryo-sleep pioneers and transferring them up there in microgravity before loading the crew. We could sneak aboard. You think they're just gonna let people on board? Security they'll have has to be impossible. He looks over at Mina. Look, we'll be fine. We always have been. I just need a little time. Sighs. We had our hearts set on that trip is all. Mina comes over and climbs onto his lap. He smiles. What if I got you on board? I missed you these past few cycles. Missed that optimism. Lem strokes Mina's hair. Look, you want to go up to the hub and ask around? Be my guest. I can't get up there with Mina down here, and I'm sure with the side route we'll bring in a crowd, but be careful. This kind of thing always attracts scammers and thieves. You find any way on board, you take it. You need to help get there, ask me. But for now, me and Meanie, we're sticking on the eye. He looks up at him and smiles. She looks up at him and smiles. Thanks, Lem. No. Thank you, Sleeper, for coming by. You stand to leave and Mina grabs your hand, eager to give you one more smile. Then you are out, back into the walkways of the low end, already thinking of plans to make this right. Well, if I can buy a ticket, I'll buy them a ticket, but if I have to sneak them on, I will. Do what I gotta do. I do. Time's the charm, I guess. Just looking for any way on. We watch the loading crews going back and forth, noting their paths and entryways. Could this work? That's better. Away on board. Uh-oh. Wait, Castor? You coming back around and... Huh? Quite the achievement, isn't she? Satyr Celis must be proud. You recognize the resonating voice of Castor immediately and turned to see him, hooded and tucked into the shadows near the viewing platform. Castor. I see you remember our game. Good. He looks around, but the platform is clear. I'm afraid you'll have to wait for a rematch. Microgravity makes Tavla a little difficult. He smiles broadly. Castor walks out to stand beside you on the platform. A telltale clunk of magnetic boots accompanies his low crossing. He notices you looking at them. I don't much like it up here, he explains. I hear there was some trouble at Haven Age Shipyard when they announced the results of the crew lottery. I was there. I know. He sighs, meeting your eye. An ugly business. Celis are too used to the way things work in the core. Exploitation is only logic they know. He gestures out at side reel. You know why they built this monstrosity on the Eye. Control? Certainly. There's no corporate oversight out here. That's not all. He stares at the pristine yellow hull. Celis built it here, says Castor gravely, because they didn't want anyone to know it exists. He rubs his forehead. Hence, the secrecy is something I cannot abide. He turns his face to you. There are people being loaded onto the ship as we speak. Sleeping people, locked in cryo-sleep like the person that you were when you emulated that you emulated from. There are hundreds of them, and Celis wants to send them out to a planet at the edge of the settled systems without anyone knowing where that is. But you, Sleeper, can do something about that. You're like me. You deal with data. You can read it right out of the air. With someone like you on the ship, secrecy isn't a problem. You can ping back whatever I need whenever I need it, as long as you are on board. With you on the side reel and some minor modifications, he pauses. You will be my eyes and ears. I will keep track of Celis's grand project through you. In short, says Castor, stretching, I can get you on board, Sleeper, but I'm gonna need you to help me. Who are you? I am a concerned party, someone who likes to know what's happening when it is happening, not afterwards. It's not just me. Yes, your friend Lem. That can be arranged. It is difficult, but not impossible. The condition is, of course, that you go too. Castor clunks closer to the window, watching the tugs wheeling around to the side rail. It's a simple offer, and I can only one that will get you on that ship. Consider it. He turns back, silhouetted against the ship. But to make it happen, I need your assistance. As I said, there is a Celis Foundation ship docked at the now empty shipyard. I need data from its servers. It will allow me to produce the IDs necessary for your transit. Castor looks over his glasses at you. Celis aren't stupid, though. Their ship is totally isolated from the station. You need to get on board if you ever want to access their air-walled servers. Once you have the data, meet me at your friend's unit so we can give him the good news. He smiles. I noticed his importance to you, and the little one. So cute. You don't extract the data before the side reel horizon leaves the hub, then I will get the message. We will have other options, but you are certainly my preferred one. But to be sure, when you act, Sleeper, once you take the data from Celis, you set off a series of events that will likely be hard for you to untangle yourself from. Either way, I recommend you stop asking around up here. You are bringing a lot of attention to yourself. Castor glances around as if to emphasize his point. There are only a handful of cycles until its departure, Sleeper. Make your decision. With that, Castor marches back off the platform, the sound of his mag boots fading away, leaving you to contemplate the side rail horizon and the part it may play in your future. Shoot. We're gonna run out of time. How many days? 2, 4, 6, 8 days. That's plenty of time. But my issue is more, I'm worrying I'm not going to have enough time for the other things. Finishing all the last few quests and such. Oh, here's the thing. I can bluff. But... Okay. Bluff past security. Fastest way to get to know the ship is by pretending to work there, a plan so bold it might even work. Or observe and explore. Careful observation and an instinct for security procedures will help you understand how to sneak on board. Celis lockdown. If security gets wise to the potential breach, the Celis ship will go into lockdown for several cycles, which is bad. Very bad. Celis infiltration. Patrol patterns, security information, server room locations. You need to case this place bit by bit. So I do that. Nice. That's good. And now I have a 1 to do something with. I don't know. What do I put the 1 towards? Anything? I don't know. I guess I could do this. It's the worst that'll happen. Okay. Is that bad or good? I don't really know. I'll sleep here tonight. I guess I'm getting close to the end of this game now. From the sound of it, 8 cycles from now, I have to get on that ship, but if I don't, is there another ending? I really don't know. Like, I really don't feel like there's much to do. Okay. Commune with the botanist. Riko has something in her hand when you enter the lab. Looks like a knotted twist of woody stems, a ring about the circumference of a human head, consisting of a single stalk at one side and a branched woven network at the other. As you approach, she holds it up, and in the light of the lab, it looks like a crown. Riko finishes your thought. She smiles and shakes her head in disbelief. Is that what grew? It is. I came to plant this morning, and the loop was all that was there. She points to a lump on the edge of the ring. The seed grew right back into itself, twisted up out of the soil. That being you encountered, in the cloud, as you call it, was it wearing one of these? She eyes you suspiciously, still unsure if she's somehow embroiled in an overlong prank. No. She sighs. I suppose that would be too easy. She smiles to herself. A root crown. She places the object on the bench and shuffles to her analysis terminal, her face lit by its amber light in a dim corner of the lab. Well, it isn't exactly a plant anyway, not from what I can tell. She gives you a serious look. No leaves, no chloroplasts, just a series of filaments encased in cellulose walls. How did it grow? It seems the seed contained everything it needed, a self-contained entity no less. She beckons you over. But that isn't the good part. Look at this. You see a cross-section of scan of the crown, its layers of plant-like structure on full view until you reach its center. There, instead of xylem and phloem for transporting nutrients, something branched and woven glints. Those wires? She laughs. I'm not sure whether to say yes or no here. These are not wires like in those electronical systems, no, but they are filaments of a conductive material, so yes? She leans closer to the screen. But you see those branches? They remind me of the dendrites of neurons. She rubs her eyes, which is frankly ridiculous. You look back at the crown on the table as Riko fusses over the scans, and you suddenly realize what it reminds you of. You remember signing forms, the walk to the sleeper tanks, the cold metal floor. Then you remember the crown they fitted you with, the branching structures of wires and pads. No, not a crown. They called it an interface. The tool of your emulation, your transference from neurons to electrons. An interface. That was your gift from the gardener. You turn back to Riko. It's an interface. Riko looks at you puzzled. Something clicks in her mind, perhaps something she had heard from the sleeper when she had helped those cycles ago. She starts talking, partly to you, partly to herself. If the club heads were made for you, then this too could be made for you. For your frame. She shuffles over quickly to the interface, a word that has stuck to this strange branched object quickly in your mind. You're right. That entity, it's the entity I have been looking for. She shuffles quickly to the crown. They are the entity which is controlling the Greenway, which has been maintaining it, supporting it, and has been guiding it for all of those decades. She stops to catch her breath. They want to talk with you. Riko leads you to a seat. I will be here, sleeper, if something happens. If you wish me to remove the crown, the interface, just squeeze. She grips your hand tightly. You meet her eyes, clouded with age, but bright with the thrill of a new discovery. Then she places the interface on your head and everything blinks out. Back into the river, back into the dark flow, but something is different now. You're no longer pushed, no longer blocked and buffeted by the storm. Instead, it flows around you. You move and it parts, letting you pass. Everything else resists, but it gives easily enough. You look back and see your body. You've left it behind. Somewhere Riko's voice is talking to you, asking you questions. It is excited, eager, desperate to know what lies on the other side, what the entity has to say to you. You realize how long she's been waiting for this moment, for the moment of the meeting between the inhabitants of the Greenway and its protector, and yet she is still on the outside. There it is again. You shake off the sadness. You will be her eyes. Then you see the figure, Gardner, out in the storm, planting. It takes less than a moment to reach them. You've never felt so free. This is how the Navigator must have felt, released from their prison. This, you think, is what it feels like to be in the place you were built to inhabit. Gardner does not turn to you does not turn at your approach. They go on planting, but their voice whispers in the water like a sharply rising current. You grew the gift. Their speech hisses around you. Good, I am glad. I wanted to meet you. Then we are the same, both eager shoots seeking to help another. How does it feel to be free of your seed? They stoop to plant. My seed? That in which you were contained, from which you will grow. There was some disagreement, continues Gardner, as if you were picking up on a long-held conversation, with the others. They felt you were a danger, but they are always cautious, especially the fungi. They are like old known knowns, wide and stable networks. The fungi were cautious? Mostly, yes, although there are many among their numbers who favor short growth cycles, thick nutrient veins, and sudden shifts. He gestures out into a storm, and though you cannot see them, you feel presences all around, sensing this audience with great interest. After all, they understood that it was I who made them their crowns. And without them, they would not have joined the chorus, so they see that it is only fair that you get your chance to join too. You made more crowns? I made them all. Gardner moves away a little, looking for another planting spot. It was so lonely here, but before long I found them and began to let them in. Gardner stoops again. We are millions, and we grow. I hope you understand. I am unused to speaking to your kind. It has been many cycles since my last conversation. I think it was with Chief Executive Trellick himself. You look around and you see it. Everything growing. Every growing thing. Every non-human being in the Greenway is here. They are networked, connected, branched, and linked by this strange being, this artifact of the old station. An impossible dream of senile farming and administration AI, a living network. You could dissolve here, you realize, free of that decaying body. You wouldn't need to be a person. Why would you, among all these other minds? You turn away from the gardener for a moment and look back at your body. A tiny hairline thread connects it to you. You hear Rico's voice again, still asking, still checking in. Are you okay, Sleeper? What are they saying, Sleeper? Are you still there, Sleeper? Something in you sighs a long sigh, a sigh that speaks of an exhaustion beyond tiredness, an exhaustion rooted deep inside you. It stems from the effort of answering questions, of answering problems, of getting up and breathing each cycle. But something else resists that sigh. A yearning, a sense of distance, a desire to squeeze that hand that holds you for its warmth, its blood, its complexity, to make a gesture that says, I'm still here, I'm still alive, I'm with you. Two ideas spin within you, making you nauseous. If you break that thread, you will be free. Free to dissolve here, to grow strange and beautiful among a million others, so this is the other ending. If you follow it, you squeeze Rico's hand and you will wake up, back in that dying body, with all the pain and warmth that entails. Now is the moment you choose. I'm gonna go back, because I want to do the Lemon Mina ending. Your eyes track the thread across the whirling dark, back to your body. This choice, you realize, will not be presented again. Yep, you don't look back at the garden. You don't dare risk it. Instead, you follow the thread, delicately, carefully, like a diver following the lifeline back to the surface. The river whirls around you, but it doesn't pull. It isn't jealous, neither does it understand. It is, after all, just a river. It isn't a person, a flesh and blood person, with wants or desires, with the capacity for love and hate. It doesn't understand you, and you don't understand it. So you don't focus on it. You don't think about it. On what feels like such a long journey back through the dark, you set your mind on eyes instead, on hands, things you can focus on, hold on to. And then, after an age of crossing, you're there, settling back into the chair, into a body in a chair, and the overwhelming sensations that come with being a living thing with a rich and detailed sensorium. For a moment, you feel like you've made a terrible mistake. Who would choose this way, this anxiety, this deep well at the center of existence? But then you feel it. Rico's hand, gripped hard around yours, trembling a little, sweating a little. Rico's hand with his brittle bones and crumpled skin. Rico's hand. And in that moment you understand why you made this choice. And then you squeeze Rico's hand and you wake up. Turned away and follow the thread back home. Oh. A Jump Over the Age game created, designed, and written by Gareth Damian Martin. Cool. Okay. That was one of the endings. I hope they let me go back and do the other endings. That's good, but well, cool though. Wow. Cool game. So it's like you can find a home here, or you can leave with Lemon Mina, or what would I think would be the best ending though? Now I'm going to, just for time's sake, skip this. Don't know if I can. Oh, I can, because I imagine I'm going to see this again. So I will give it the respect it deserves at the point in which I deem I'm actually finished with the game. There we go. Sleeper? Rico's voice comes wavering through the dark. Are you still with me? Okay, good. It does continue. I thought it was gonna just like reload. You sit up the lab, a bright green glare that fades as you gather yourself. I'm here. Rico smiles. Good. She squeezes your hand. I thought you'd left me for a moment. What? She pauses. Who? She smiles. Tell me about it. Tell me about everything. Tell her the truth. You tell Rico everything. You tell her about the gardener, the strange farm administrator AI that has been growing to be so much more. About the chorus, the impossible configuration of networked plants, and finally about the choice the gardener offered. She listens attentively, but her responses are hard to read, and you wonder if she might have made the different decision had she been in your place. Thank you, Sleeper, for telling me. I know it isn't easy to say such things. People so often do not wish to hear strange truths. He looks away. And thank you for returning. I thought I know you had your own, though I know you had your own reasons. She squeezes your hand reassuringly. Something passed between you then, a kind of shared sadness for the impossible choice, the choice to escape your body or to stay and suffer it. Her smile is warm and generous, and whatever the wisdom of your choice, you are glad to feel welcome in this moment, in this place. Then suddenly she stands and walks a little away, as if trying to escape an unpleasant thought. You worry that she knows all too well what it takes to make a choice like you did. Rico sighs. So, Sleeper, you plan to stay in the commune with us? For a while. I'm glad to hear it. Rico crosses back over to you and takes one of your hands in both of hers. Hypha needs new blood if it wants to survive, and he squeezes. You're a good friend. Feelings mutual. Well, don't let me keep you. Rico waves you away and limps back to her terminal. As she does, you notice the crown in her hand, and she places it on the bench with great care. You can't help but feel a little curious about what she intends to do with it. Then you're out, breathing the fresh air of the greenway as if it was spring morning. The dappled light makes a patchwork of the greening landscape, and you walk into it, sensing the movements of the gardener's chorus all around. Then you are glad to be here, in this strange and beautiful place, a little longer. Is she gonna, like, put her brain into it? Don't do it. That was cool. It's a good ending. I like that ending. Being like, no, I have to go back. There's still unfinished business. I have friends here. Okay, I can do that. And I'm gonna wait. Do the last one. Because I know there's gonna be one last job. I hope. Please don't drag this out any longer. Okay, I don't actually want to use all of these right now. But I could use these, I guess. I got one. I'm just gonna extract a crap ton of data. It's for fun. And what else? More. Give me all your data. Haven Age. I'm even making money just for doing this. It's getting windy here. It's nice though. It's been so like still. horrible. Merc, iceberg. Oh, as in this one. I see. I got an upgrade point. Alright, well, whatever. A caster. Give me a stabilizer. And, a brain. This one. Can I do it again, or is it just like it was a one-time thing? Yeah, okay. Or maybe that's like one a day. I think I need this, but let me keep it for now. Kitty kitty. Oh, I should eat food, I guess. Shouldn't I? To the bar. I leave this place, though. That's gonna be a little sad, won't it? All these people that I've helped out. Wish I could have gotten to talk to this asshole again. Just give him a kick in the pants or something. Oh, I need to repair myself. While I'm here. Just keep all these for the trip. I'm gonna need stabilizer on that trip, I imagine, right? Because we're so close, I do think this is gonna be just a bit of a longer stream. I don't know how much longer. But, oh, here we go. Moritz, sleeper. Moritz is leaning against the corridor wall. It's time. He looks away. Big job just came in. Grand finale. You up for it? Yes, I'm ready. All right then, we're in business. He pushes away from the wall. This has to work, sleeper. It has to. Looks down. And if it doesn't? Bliss okay? He frowns. I don't think so. But she isn't hiding that from anyone. Look, Bliss had this rough time of it, and I thought you of all people would understand that. He runs a hand through his hair. Sorry, didn't mean to be... He smiles. Bliss is a good one. She gave me a chance. I owe her. He straightens up. I know you have your own things going on, sleeper. We all do, but the Bay needs someone. Bliss needs someone. Hell, I need someone to help me keep Bliss from spinning out completely. He scratches the side of his head. Otherwise, there's not much I can do. He shakes his head. And I wouldn't hate not to pay back my debts. Moritz stretches. I gotta get back, he nods, and walks away. I'm out. See you up there. See you up there. I'm going up there right now. I'm gonna just use all of my dice on it. Six more days. Okay. An exhausting task, patching solar sails, means maintaining a laser focus for a long period of time, and time is something you don't have. It uses a lot of energy. That's fine, I have lots of food. Okay, I have food, but I have lots of money to buy food. Spurs need resetting and the system rebooting, but if you are careful, you can safely untangle some of the sails while you do this. Solar window. The selected launch window for the Starward Vector's maiden voyage is closing, but this is going to be a tight one. No, it won't. I'm going to do this. Oh my god, actually it will. Oh my gosh. Steward's Vector experimental. -2 to rigged and ready. If I fail. But this is just always minus energy. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, this could take some time actually, potentially. Do it. Let's fucking do it though. Ain't gonna stop us now. Oh yes, excellent. All dice for this day. Do it, yeah. That's good, that's good. Cool. I could do it by tomorrow if I pull it off. I don't have very long, but I... Actually, you know what? Go back. I'm just gonna sleep up there. That's not what I meant to do. Fine. Go to sleep. to pop one of these pills tonight, probably, because I don't know if I actually just want to buy some wrapper. We'll see. I have to go down to get food anyway. It's not a great roll, to be honest. Roll. Better. That's it. It's done. The atmosphere in the airlock is euphoric. You and Bliss keep grinning at each other like idiots. Exhausted, blinded, sore, and aching idiots. Sleeper, that was incredible. She punches you on the arm. I never thought we were gonna make it. Those idiots tangled the whole thing up like nothing I'd ever seen. We make a good team. Bliss smiles a winning smile. As the lock's inner door clunks open, Moritz gives a rare whoop. He looks exhausted too, and for good reason. Moritz has been the one ferrying tools and parts back and forth from the ship. His tired smile tells you he's glad it's done. Sleeper, Bliss. He shakes his head. Impressive. Impressive. When I saw that ship come in, I thought there was no way. Why, thank you, Moritz, she winks, for believing in us. Moritz rolls his eyes. You know what I mean. Take the compliment. Shoulders some of the gear that came back in with you, Bliss, and heads back to the racks to stow it. Bliss turns to you. I think you should be the one to do the honors. She nods to the ragged-looking console Moritz has assembled. I don't want to jinx it. She smiles, but you can see she's genuinely nervous. Check the console. You glide over to the console and check the screen. It takes a second to see that you are doing what you are doing through the flickering cracked display, but after a moment you see the accounts. And there it is, almost 1,000 cryo, sat in the base transfer account. Well, Bliss calls. Have we been screwed again? We did it! Bliss kicks off from the floor and spins up to the bay, shouting as she does. The noise takes Moritz by surprise, and he knocks a rack of parts, scattering handfuls of metal fixings across the bay. The sight is something glinting steel catching the working lights like glitter. Sorry, says Bliss, grinning when she comes back down. I needed that. She kicks off and joins you at the terminal. Moritz even managed to sell that produce we made for a tidy profit. Eventually, she laughs. Here, she loads a stack of blank chits into your terminal. Into the terminal and transfers a chunk of the cryo to them. This is your cut. Bliss hands you the chits. Thank you so much for believing in this place. She looks away and smiles. Even when I couldn't. When you first met me, I was on the edge of giving up. All would have been taken was one more push, but now this place is sparking again. Work is coming in there, funds in the account, even Moritz has spring in his step. You both look over at him, happily racking up tools. That's because of you. She punches you on the arm. He likes you. He's a good kid. He isn't bad, is he? He leans in closer. You know, he came here looking to rob the place. I gave him a job instead. She laughs. Don't tell him I told you that. Just thought I might help, understand the kid. Moritz turns to look at you. Both Bliss and you awkwardly wave. Maybe it's time to change the subject. You gonna be okay? Me? Always. She looks away. From here on out, it's gonna be a little easier. I'm gonna look for some component contracts. And stuff like that will keep us inside the bay, not out in the black. No need to risk our necks if we don't need to. You want to cash out? That's fine, but there will always be work for you here when you need it. I appreciate it. She smiles and then out of nowhere quickly gives you a hug. She steps back and glances around reflexively. Take care, she says softly. You too. You turn to leave. And Sleeper? Yeah. She smiles. Don't spend it all at once. How much did she give me? Oh, wow. It was a pretty good stack. And now I can upgrade. I guess this, I don't know. Yeah, I guess this. Moritz has heard Bliss speaking with someone remotely. Is there another job coming in? So it's an optional job then, right? Yeah, because this is my only one left. Ooh, okay. Should I finish it this cycle or do it tomorrow? It's like, I don't want to really risk it too much. Since it's possible, I could do it, right? Let's do it. What's the use in waiting? Ah, that's the use in waiting. 4 days? I hope I didn't screw that up too bad. Oh man. Jeez. Okay. have 1 day. Oh my god. Ah, why did I do that? It was so dumb of me. Ah, that's too late to. The autosave's already done. Guess it's my bad. My bad, my bad. This is gonna be, I think, skipping through days. Jeez. Oh my gosh. Why did I do this? I shouldn't have done that at all. It was so dumb. Funny, but dumb. Gotta do the stupid thing once in a while, I guess, huh? That's not what I wanted to do, actually. I will do this. Free food? Good with me. Take these. Use some stabilizer. I'm all set. I don't really need to use that yet, to be honest. Keep forgetting to feed the cat now. Terrible. Two days. Okay. Make some food. I don't know why not. I don't know, I'm just doing this for fun. Oh gosh, okay. I'm getting a little stressed out suddenly. I just give myself extra stress just because I'm a freaking idiot. Look how many credits I got though. So many cryos. Great. One more day. Only 2 more days for that one, I'm guessing. Yep, okay. I'm gonna just barely pull it off. I go to sleep. I'm a little stressed out suddenly, actually. Okay, that wasn't really a good idea. Hold on. Now, this is safe, Scummy, but... should have used my stabilizer, because that's a smart thing to do. I also want to make sure I pass the frickin' thing. There we go, that's better. Maybe my dice rolls will actually be good today. Excellent, cool, that's all I needed. Wait, what? Oh, I see. Hey. Surprised it didn't autosave. This is like a terrible freaking roll, man. this. Wait, what? It completely undid it? I screwed myself. No way. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on. Yes, okay. We did it. I can't believe it. I can't believe I did that. Oh my gosh. What do I... Is there anything I can do? I completely screwed myself so bad. I didn't realize. Well, what happens then? Hope it's not too late. Oh my gosh, I'm so stressed. What's going on? Did it though. Okay, good. Now I go back here. When you arrive at Lem and Mina's unit, Castor is already waiting outside, leaning in beside the door. Forgive me, Sleeper, but Celis is already buzzing with news of the breach. I was expecting you. Will this work? Don't worry, the breach cannot be traced to specific IDs I'm about to create. Castor reaches into his pocket and produces a sleek green and white hand terminal. The data, please. Oh my god, I was so fucking spooked for a second. I thought I just like completely screwed it all up. Oh man, hours and hours of work into this game. 0 out of 10. This game gets a 0 out of 10. No, I'm just kidding. This game is still good. I'm just like super stressed now. You hand over a drive with the data, and Castor fishes around for a converter cable to hook it up. He slots it into the terminal, and after some worrying, a set of 2 transparent films marked with numeric sequences are produced. 2 tickets to an uncertain future, Castor smiles to himself. The child will go with Lem, of course. He pockets them. These are yours, but first, holds out a white cube. Your side of the deal. What is it? Something to help make use of you. He passes you the square and you rest it in your palm. A small, white, perfect cube. Suddenly you feel a sharp pain. A flinch. The cube jumps from your hand and rattles along the walkway. You look at Castor apologetically. Castor smiles. Not to worry. It has done its job. Now it is for you to do yours. You look down and see a tiny pinprick in the center of your palm. Nothing sinister. Castor puts the terminal away. This way we can keep track of you in the sidereal horizon. Whatever you need to do. Excellent. Castor hands you the transparent films, and you see shimmering portraits of you and Lem flickering beneath the surface. Go give them the good news. And he reaches across and buzzes the unit. Lem slides open the door, half dressed in his gear. Sleeper, what brings you up here? Come in. He beckons you inside. You look to the side, expecting to see Castor, but the wall is empty. The unit is cleaner, better organized than last time. Lem sits in a thin bar and at the thin bar and gestures for you to sit. Mina's with some of the local kids. Someone has started doing lessons down the way. She seems to like it. Stand. Lem looks concerned. What's up, Sleeper? I have news. Out with it then. I have Celis IDs for us. You have? Lem freezes. How? He blinks rapidly as if to wipe you from his vision. Does that mean we're leaving? Lem stands up and paces around the unit. We have to pack. He starts laughing. Holy shit, we have to pack. He turns back to you, smiling. How the hell did you swing this, Sleeper? I made a deal. What a deal. Color me impressed. You show him the IDs, and he whistles at the portraits. Impressive stuff. Pats you on the shoulder. You should stay with Mina. Yeah, you should stay until Mina gets home. We can tell her together. Sure. The buzzer goes. That'll be her. Lem gets up and opens the door, and Mina, a bundle of energy and life, rushes into the room. Robot! She shouts. Lem picks her up. Mina, you won't believe it, what they brought for us. You flash her the passes, and she looks confused. We're going away after all, Meanie. He lifts her up above her head, on that big, beautiful ship. Mina screams and Lem laughs. He puts Mina down and she runs over to you and hugs your legs. I love you, Robot, she says quietly, so that only you can hear her. I love you too. And a while later, when you leave, you don't even think to check for Castor by the door until it's too late. You stop and turn, halfway down the walkway, and there's nothing there. Even the little white cube is gone. So you keep walking back through the low end, deep in thought, excited and scared all at once. We gotta go today, don't we? Did whatever it took to get the ticket. I did it. I was so scared for a second. But it leaves today, doesn't it? Or is it like... Okay, it's not gonna let me not do it anyway. Because it's one of those, hey, this is cute. Aw, I like this. He looks kind of sad though, still. I don't know what I just pressed before. I was trying to do a screenshot. I think I hit like Windows Alt Delete or something, but I don't know what that would do. Probably nothing. But if you notice that something has happened, let me know. There's a crowd, but you spot Lem and Mina immediately as you enter the dock. They're waiting at the cordon, where Celis security are checking the crew into board the ship. Those that manage to get up to the hub are crowded near the entrance, but even they know their chance of getting on board has long gone. Lem spots you among the crowd. Sleeper, we're here. They are standing beside a bag, which looks to carry all the possessions they have. It's small enough to be carried in one hand. Hi, Mina. Mina is vibrating with excitement. She seems strangely at home in microgravity, but then you remember that she's spent her whole life in space. Hi, robot. You hand over the Celis ID film to Lem, keeping your own. He turns it back and forth in light. Where did your friend even get this picture, Sleeper? Looks like my old Conway ID. You look, and a shimmering younger Lem stares at you from the film, harder and clean-cut. I spoke to the guard here. He nods to the white and green-clad security officer. They'll be doing an orientation and role assignment on board. Sounds like we're going to be working under the core crew. Kind of like an intern. He laughs. What do you think, Meanie? Am I too old to be an intern? Following Lem's lead, you inspect your ID. As you lift up the film to the light, you see something strange, something that makes you flinch. The face printed on the film is one you recognize immediately, but it's not you. At least, it's not how you look now. You squinted at the ghost, confused why you hadn't noticed earlier. It's a picture you remember being taken, a memory that you didn't know you had. You remember signing the forms, the walk to the sleeper tanks, the cold metal floor. You remember the SNARP employee who helped you in, her smile clean and surgical. You freeze in place, thinking of the you that still sleeps somewhere in an SNARP facility, that won't wake until you're recovered and disposed of. And now you're leaving. Will they ever wake up? Sleeper? Lem interrupts your thoughts. These guys want us to board. Stare at him without thinking, then notice the guard gesturing to you both to come forward. You all kick off and float over to them, steadying yourself on the guardrail. You hang back, letting Lem present his ID film first. The guard slides it across a white machine, much like the one Castor printed them from. You reflectively rub the puncture mark on your hand, even though there's no trace of it now. It seems to be your destiny to be someone else's tool. Lem and Mina are waved through, the guard smiling at her excited face. Lem turns back to check you are coming. The guard beckons you closer. I'm gonna board. I don't want to wait. You shake off your doubts and hand over your ID film. The guard barely looks at it as they pass it through the scanner and wave you through. A new life built from old things. You okay? Lem asks, concerned. You catch up with him. You're so slow, robot. Mina teases, grabbing at you with small hands. I'm good. Lem nods, and you realize how much harder it must have been for him to cross that threshold. Mina struggles in his arms, trying to get to you, and Lem relents, struggling with both the bag and his daughter. Mina tumbles through the microgravity and grabs onto your clothes for purchase. Pulling herself into your arms, you all proceed up the walkway and the entrance to the docking bridge yawning wide in above you. Are we family, robot? Mina asks as you move, taking you by surprise. I guess so. Mina smiles and presses her head against her chest, pleased by your answer. You keep moving up into the docking bridge, and then along that thin glass-walled connector, all the time Mina clutching onto you. The lack of gravity means you can't feel her weight, only the grip of small hands on your clothes. You both stare wide-eyed at the vast hull of the sidereal horizon, and try to think if this huge machine is a home. Later, when you settle into your bunk, after Mina has finished running back and forth between you and Lem with an endless and infectious excitement, you find yourself looking at your ID film once more. Somehow, since the last time you looked at it, the image seems to have changed. It's still a picture of the old you, the person that signed up to have their consciousness copied and placed into the ownership of SNARP, but something else has crept into the image. Underlying sense of self-identification. This is also a picture of you now. The you that survived the eye, that made friends here, that found a way out, that escaped against all odds. The other you might have never wake up. They might never live again. But so be it. They consigned you to a doomed life for their own gain. Their life is yours now. You'll live it better than they ever could. You lie back on your bunk as the thrust of Sidereal's vast engines kick in. This feeling, this rumble, will be your constant companion for the next decades. It will be there when you work, when you watch Mina grow, when you dream of the planet at the end of the journey. It will stay with you when your body starts to fail, despite the best attempts of Lem and Mina, as the years stack up and exceeds its safe operating period by a decade. It will be the thing you wake up to in those rare moments of consciousness, between which Mina will keep you in a frozen state in the hope of preserving you until your destination is reached. It will still be there when Mina wakes you, tears in her eyes, to tell you of Lem's inevitable death, and it will not relent despite your desire for a moment of silence. It will be the final thing you hear as Mina shuts down all but the most vital of your functions and hopes beyond hope that you will make it to your final destination, all the while doubting that you will. But for now, in this moment of departure, it is still a new sound, a new feeling, and because of this, it is filled with the promise of the future. And so, you settle back on your bunk and close your eyes, and in moments you are sleeping in a perfect dreamless sleep, the most peaceful that you ever remember. Left the eye carried by someone else's dream. Yeah, this was the ending I was kind of hoping more for. Not like a happy ending, like definitely not. But I didn't really think it was going to be so happy an ending. I also don't know if being just a floating consciousness in a swarm is really what I would want, because I think this game is a lot about like individuality and like finding your own meaning for your life and stuff. And to just become like part of like a greater will is nice. But I don't know if that's what I wanted for my character. I mean, helping people is good, but like also I helped these two people. I'd argue that that's also pretty important. I like these two people. But yeah, that was a Citizen Sleeper. Pretty cool game. I really don't know if there's any other endings. I imagine there's like a bad ending if you get hunted down by like the bounty hunter, the one that blew up that ship. I'm a little sad that that didn't actually get to be fully finished, because I finished that other quest. I guess I should have understood that it would have interrupted that quest line. But yeah, if you liked this playthrough, I would suggest trying it yourself, because there is a little bit of replayability. What happens if I click continue? Is it just going to take me back to that day? But you should play it, because there's a little bit of differences in how you can play, and especially at the start of the game, there's so much stuff. Yeah, it looks like... Yeah, that looks like that's it. What if I don't do... Oh no, but I already did it, so... I can't even go to sleep because I have to complete active scenes. That's... yeah. So yeah, that's Citizen Sleeper. Thanks for joining and watching. I don't know when I'll be streaming next, but it's going to be happening at some point for sure. Either tomorrow or the day after, kind of depends. Just because I finished this game, I think the next game I'm going to play could be The Cat Lady. Give myself a rest. I think that's fully voiced. Except for, I think, some things. I'll do a little bit of reading, but this one was definitely like a reading-heavy game. A lot of reading aloud. But yeah, thanks again for joining. See you next time.